Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Hey, we're rolling. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
What's happening? Good
What's
to see you.
We're so
Class
excited.
of zero. What number were you guys of Tony? Kill Tony. You guys are class of one.
We
class
were
01.
OGs, yeah.
The real
OGs.
OGs.
Yep.
Isn't it wild to see what it's become now? I mean, it's literally
Yes.
like the #1 live comedy show ever.
It's insane.
It's insane. We started so long ago. That's where we met, her and I.
Yeah,
and
we
we've
met.
been working together ever since.
Besties.
Yeah, so
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Tony's the greatest host of any comedy show ever.
I know.
He's
Yeah.
the best.
He does really good.
Nobody's better off
I
the
know.
cuff. Off the cuff?
Amazing. He's so fast. He's so quick. And, you know, we owe a lot to him, I feel like, because he really helped us get our start. We learned a lot from being on that show.
Well, yeah, being on Kill Tony when we started, we were like
Babies.
That's where we met you. That's where we met. I opened for Ralphie May because of that. I think Bobby Lee.
Well, yeah, you opened up for me too in
Yeah,
Florida.
you.
When that started, I remember thinking, what a fun thing he's doing. Yeah, it's kind of fun. You
Yeah.
just go do a minute of stand-up, and it's a nice way for comics to get a chance to, like, sort of think about comedy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, why is this guy funny? Like, what is this? Like, sometimes people are just funny, and it's, like, weird. Like, weird manner. Like Theo Vaughn, right? Try putting that
So
down.
funny.
Put that down on paper.
You can't.
Imagine.
You could
Imagine.
never.
My cousin got bit by a gay guy. So we'll see. Like, write that down. Like if somebody wrote jokes for you, you hired them. Like, oh, I'm a really good performer, but I suck at writing jokes.
Yeah.
You write some jokes for me, like, bro, I got you.
Theo Vaughn is like how Trader Joe's makes snacks.
How does Trader Joe's? I don't
What
know.
do you
just
mean?
It's just like it's like popcorn, but it's also like a chicken salad. You're like, what? But it works, and you're like, I love this.
That's hilarious. I didn't know about Trader Joe's
Oh,
snacks.
Trader Joe's. They say that the food at Trader Joe's seems like Trader Joe's was made by an alien who didn't really fully understand grocery stores.
Oh.
All the food is like really weird. It's just like weird combinations.
Yeah, no, they have like this, it's like sweet, sour, salty, something popcorn. It's 4 different experiences. They got to get it streamlined.
It's made by Chat GPT, for sure.
Either savory or sweet. Don't mix it all up like that.
Yeah, what are you trying to do to people?
It's sick.
TJ's.
Yeah. I try to eat healthy for the most part, but when we were in New York this past weekend, we went to the Bronx.
I saw that sandwich.
Oh my God. we ate this place, G&R Deli. Holy shit. It was insane.
I saw that sandwich. I sent that sandwich to my mom, and she called me. She said, the sandwich that Joe Rogan just ate looked amazing. We gotta go.
Fucking, we drove to the Bronx just to go to that place. We went
crazy.
like an hour out of our way because we were staying in Manhattan, and then we had to drive to the Bronx and then go from the Bronx to the fights that were in Newark. So we went like zing, zing, just to go to that sandwich shop, just because I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, the picture was one of the best I've ever seen.
It was pretty amazing. I got a spill here, young Jamie. I got it.
He's quick.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll take a detour for food. I did something really fat the other day.
Tell
Did
us.
something fat?
Can we say fat?
Yeah, you can.
She means pH fat.
Sounds like we're in trouble.
Well, did you see that guy got in trouble for just saying something be Lizzo-sized?
No.
Yeah, didn't that happen, Jamie? Didn't some sportscaster get in trouble? Oh my God, I'm terrible at basketball.
What-
Been in trouble for a few things recently.
Terrible. So fat.
I've never made one of those, so to be honest.
Every now and then you look like a hero.
Yeah.
It's funny, like when you miss. But
Well, it's different because
really
you can't
miss.
say Kobe now. It just makes everyone sad,
Yeah, that's
and that
true.
changes the shot.
Right. Well, when I grew up in Boston, everybody would say Larry Bird.
Really?
Yeah, they would do that.
That's such a longer name to say.
Yeah, but it was like Larry Bird was the fucking man in
Yeah.
like 1980.
Right.
Look at that. Get the fuck out
That's
of here.
sickening. It's so
Totally
good.
not good for you. Let's just get that out of the way. I'll do it
doesn't
again
matter.
once a week for the rest of my life. I think it's just one of those things. You really shouldn't eat like that every day because you won't be
No.
able to stop. First of all, you'll be a full-on addict, and you'll be consuming 40 or 50 times more calories than you actually need.
What? Like, do you always give yourself a break, or do you ever go super strict? and go like no snacks, nothing good.
Yeah, tell us
for
your
a month.
regimen.
No. There's no super strict. day.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah, I did 1 month. I did the carnivore diet, like very strict for 1 month to see what it was like. And I lost a lot of fat, but it was boring. I like food. I
And
like
a lot of
I
meat like that.
I like these people. I like their food, their
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah, it's an
I like
experience.
food. Yeah, I like Vietnamese food. I like Thai food. I like food.
Mm-hmm. Food's
I
the
like,
best. It's almost
art.
the best reason to travel.
It's
Is to
a
try the different foods.
It's a great reason to travel. Like it makes travel is awesome, but travel and then eating people's food, like eating Thai food in Thailand was fucking amazing.
We
Yes.
gotta go.
Yeah, well, there's this.
Thailand's awesome.
We want to
Yeah.
go.
You guys should go and do some fucking Muay Thai. Let's go.
I know.
Yeah.
Kim Congdon. I know you can get into that. You're a mean girl.
Oh no, I
You
stopped.
can fuck a chick up.
I got a concussion and I stopped. I got scared.
She's in her soft
Yeah,
girl
that's
era.
good. Don't do concussions.
No.
She's a soft girl now, Joe.
Did you see Mark Zuckerberg won a gold medal in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu competition?
No.
Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking savage. This
you
dude has been
imagine?
training jiu-jitsu. This is what he did. He wore a COVID mask and he fucking put a hat on and he hid.
No.
And he
He
used an
secretly
alias. And then imagine you're right about to compete and like maybe your first competition. Well, just give it a try. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Worst thing that could happen, you get strangled by a super
Mark-
nerd in
by
front of the
Mark
whole world.
Zuckerberg.
So
He's
embarrassing.
awesome. I'm very proud of him.
That's
I think I
wild.
think it's amazing. It's amazing that he did that. A few people have done that. Mario Lopez did that. What's his
Ashton
name?
Kutcher.
Tom Bain. Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy did that
Hot.
a couple times. Hot. Undeniable.
Would.
Undeniable. You see him in Warrior?
Yeah.
Hot as
Yes.
fuck.
Hot
You know
as
what?
fuck.
You know, he could be listening to this. I just realized that.
It's possible.
Tom Hardy. I'm not gonna do that, but you know what I mean.
You know.
Tom
yeah.
Hardy, you could
Tom
DM
Hardy,
me.
you got the green light.
I said yes.
DM me, mommy.
Oh. He was awesome in Warrior. Like I bought it. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. There's certain dudes that can just they become different people. Like he was a different person in that Venom movie. It's like you believed he was that like sort of clumsy character in the Venom movie that
He's
got
incredible.
infected by an alien. He's fucking just to pull that off. You know how hard it is to pull off. You're doing a movie with CGI. There's a CGI alien that comes out of you, a giant spider creature.
It's a different place you have to go in your mind at that point.
But he actually pulled it off.
And he does it, yeah.
It was good. See, he's got look at that gold medal.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude's fucking jacked.
Wow.
Strangling fools. There's a blue belt.
We're both just saying wow.
I'm gonna tell you
in
something
unison.
about blue belts too. That's like by the time you get to blue belt, you're dealing with people that know how to submit people. It's
Yeah.
just whether or not they can keep it together smoothly, and there's various levels of that. And when you get to tournaments, you get like a lot of the levels are like the guys who really should be a purple belt. They're really purple belt level. Like some instructors are stingy.
Yeah.
So for him to win blue belt, it's very possible he had like real skilled opposition. You know, not like black belt opposition, but they know how to do shit.
For sure.
Look at Zuckerberg strangling bitches.
Actually, that's pretty hot. Zuckerberg, if you're listening, my DMs are open.
He knows your DMs are open. He can just fucking read them.
He's in them.
He doesn't even need the FBI.
He already heard us. He already heard us. And this hasn't aired.
Yeah, your fucking phone is lighting up every time his name gets mentioned. It goes into a file. I think that's amazing. I love
Yeah.
when people like just he doesn't have to do anything. He's one of the richest people on earth,
Yeah.
and he just takes a chance and tries to get good at this thing, and then goes and competes in this thing.
Yeah.
We should all celebrate that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
Yeah.
that's probably why he's one of the richest guys on earth, because he just goes for it, commits. He's focused.
Dude,
He's
you should be like
streamlined.
an Instagram motivational speaker.
I will.
I feel like what you just said right there will stir nations.
Wake up.
He just goes for it.
He commits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You just got to be that kind of person. Some people that's their big problem.
Yeah.
They don't know what to go for. You know,
Right.
so they kind of get stalled in the parking lot. Like, which direction? Where do I go?
Because they don't have me giving them motivational speeches.
Yeah,
You
that's
need a little shanky in your ear.
Shanky in
Motivation
your
by
ear.
Shank.
I like something besides shanky in your ear, though.
I like Shanky in your ear.
Shanky in your ear?
Actually,
Get
that's
shanked.
a great name for a podcast.
Shanky in your ear?
Yeah. It's good, right?
It does make me laugh.
It's got a catchy ring to it.
Shanky
Yeah.
in your ear.
Yeah, if you ever want to do a fucking solo spin-off, and then we got to do the Kim Congdon. You remember when Kiss did a spin-off?
Yeah.
Kiss had like, I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember this?
They did a show?
No,
Oh.
Kiss the band.
Yeah, I thought
At
they
one
did a
point in time,
reality show
They
at
all,
one point.
I'm sure they did that.
They
too.
did.
But they all released their own albums. Like Peter Criss had his solo album.
Yeah.
Paul
Oh.
Stanley had his solo album.
Oh,
Gene
shit.
Simmons had his solo album. Ace Frehley had his solo album. And they all just sort of competed
Do you
with
want
each
us to
other.
break
So-
up?
I'm not saying that.
He said,
I'm saying if we
think
have
about it though.
if we have Shanky in your ear,
He's going.
If
He's
you
saying
guys
"Shaky
do-
in your ear" is Beyonce, and
you
I'm
do
Michelle.
your podcast together, and then you get another one on the side.
I have Shank.
Yeah,
It's
she
called
has
Shank.
a podcast. Shank.
It's called Shank.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Why not
Shank.
Shanky in your ear?
I guess I could rebrand. Actually, Rogan and I had a conversation. The podcast is Shanky in your ear now.
Everyone has.
People who like it now are mad. Shut up. Shut up. That's terrible advice. It is terrible advice.
Shanky
Don't
in
listen
your
to
ear.
me. It's funny for now.
I
It's
need to
so
start my
funny.
own podcast.
But like your mom's house, like names like that, they just stick.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain good names, like Call Her Daddy. It's a great name.
We
It's so
love
good.
our name, but it took us a second.
We had an issue.
We
at
had
first.
an issue.
We had a bad podcast name, and we kept having to say it,
And we
it
would
was
get embarrassed.
bad. It was bad.
What was it?
You say it, Kim.
Don't look at me.
I'll say it. I'll say
say
it.
it.
I'll say it.
Don't wait. I want to take my
Say it.
ears off.
Thicky, Kimmy, and Shank.
Okay, can
That's
we move
not that
on?
bad.
That's
Well,
horrible.
it's gonna be horrible.
Well, okay.
And then
Jamie, it's not the worst.
It's Jamie,
But you're
how bad
definitely
is it?
listening.
but now it's this
You've done a
bitch.
much better job.
But now it's this bitch, and that's so much better.
This bitch is perfect.
well, that's what we say to each other all the time.
This bitch.
This
Yeah,
bitch.
I
this
love
bitch.
saying that. I love
Yeah.
saying this
Yeah,
bitch.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
This bitch is one of the most fun things to say, like this bitch.
Yeah.
This bitch.
Say it to your friends when they say
Yeah,
something nuts.
yeah.
It is. It is.
You know how many times I said that to Tony Hinchcliffe?
we gotta get Joe our tote bag. we
yeah,
gotta
we
this
gotta
bitch
get-
tote
Oh,
bag.
please get me one
And
of
a
those. I'll wear
sweatshirt.
it.
We gotta get you with this
I'll wear
bitch
that
sweatshirt.
shit. I'll
This
wear that
bitch.
shit. I will 100% wear that shit.
It's we say it all the time.
Yeah, it's a great thing to say.
Yeah,
it's a
we're-
great thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get on each other's nerves, so we'll be like, this bitch.
It's kind of amazing, actually, that nobody else had a podcast called This Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys caught that.
We caught
That's a
it.
good one to catch.
Yeah, well, after we had to say Thicky, Kimmy, and Shank 4 times, it started haunting us like Bloody Mary.
We're like talking to people.
we were like, we're not doing one more ounce of work till we rename this podcast.
Yes. And it was bad. We were like talking to sponsors, and they're like, "Okay, so what's the name?" I'm like,
You say it. We did exactly what we did here. We were like, you tell them. There's been so many embarrassing things that we've done throughout the years.
Of course, but that's the beautiful thing is that you can learn on the air.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah.
It gives people a chance to get good at something that wouldn't have got the chance. So if you were going to host a show on CBS or NBC, they'll give you a little bit of time. Like, you know, Sarah's the next big thing. We're going to give her the Sarah show. And
Yeah.
hi, everybody. Like Ellen. You'd be like Sarah.
yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
And they'll give you a chance. They might give an upcoming talent. But if it doesn't go well at first and they lose sponsors or the ratings dip, cut.
Quick.
What
Yeah.
else we got? Oh, God, Dancing for Dollars. Whatever the fuck they could put on there that's going to make money.
Yeah.
But with the internet, you can sort of fuck around and find your thing, find your voice. And
Yeah.
it's amazing
Yeah.
because the barrier to entry is pretty fucking small, like in comparison. Like, they have fucking studios and camera trucks and fucking lighting and truss and this and grips and everything. It's like every show that gets made by Hollywood, it's so much money just to put it on. But you can just do it and get better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is. It really is. It's
Even
true.
like during the pandemic, I would just be talking by myself in the room. I'm like, if I was gonna have a threesome by myself because we didn't know if we could hang out with people.
Well, the good news is Alexa was listening. So.
and your boyfriend Mark.
oh yeah, my boyfriend Mark. Oh, here's everything.
So you're talking to yourself with him in the
about-
same place?
I was talking to myself, like just trying to buy up time on a 45-minute solo pod.
Oh.
And I start talking about cartoon threesomes because I'm straight out of content. I'm like, okay, Betty Boop would. Felix the cat.
I think that's a particularly unique muscle that like Bill Burr has and Tim Dillon has
Yes.
and Giannis Pappas has. There's people that can just rant about a subject
And
She's
go on.
by
really good at
themselves
that.
solo.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, no, and you know what? It makes your stand-up so much better, and it makes your podcasting better if you could just talk by yourself. It makes you feel mentally ill as fuck. When you're done, you don't even recognize yourself.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. The pandemic was a
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, Kim lived
The
another
Zoom-
life.
The Zoom shows. I left. I went to Florida and partied.
Zoom shows were
The Zoom
wild.
shows.
They were like, why didn't anybody tell you not to do that?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't
No,
do
I didn't do one Zoom
I did
show.
one Zoom show, and I think about it every now and then. It haunts me.
It was like, I was just like, why are we doing this? It's too much.
It's too
If
weird.
we're all stuck, let's not do stand up then for a little bit. How
Everybody
about
was
that?
such junkies, though.
Yeah.
You know what the weirdest thing was? Late night talk shows where they're doing them from their webcam.
Oh,
with,
and nobody was laughing?
No one was laughing. It's so nuts.
I was like, why are we watching this?
It's like someone practicing new jokes. It's like if you had a friend who wanted to say, hey, want to run some ideas by you?
No.
And I would let them. You wouldn't do that for your
If it
friend?
was my friend.
Yeah, a comic friend.
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah,
go,
yeah.
like, listen, this is just an exercise I'm trying to do. I wrote these premises down, and I'm going to say that was
Yeah,
what it was
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
what happens if Walmart closes all their stores in San Francisco? Is that fucking... You know? And you'd be like, that one sucks.
Yeah.
You know, we could just go over them.
My apples taste like Clorox. It's like, stop wiping your groceries with bleach. This is fucking sad. It was a sad time.
It's a weird time,
But
right?
you know what? I actually really enjoyed staying home and just like me and my sister like started baking, and we bought a bow and arrow. And then she almost killed a bird, and we never did it again. She just pulled out. She's like a prodigy. She just pulled it out. We just put it together. We're like figuring it out. It's like going in the ground for me. She like shoots it once, almost gets it right in the middle. She's like, oh, okay. She pulls it out. We see a bird. As a joke, I go, kill it. And she goes and clips its wing. And a feather flies off, and it keeps going. And we both were like, oh, and then we just put it down, and we were like, we're going to go inside.
Maybe you're like a natural born archer. Maybe this is like a movie.
Not me
Like
and
you
her.
just give her the bow, and they're like, oh my God, how long have you done this for? Like, that's actually the third time I ever did it.
That's what it looked like. And
And then they just go, oh my God, she's a natural. It's like Paul Newman in that movie about baseball.
She's the Rain Man of archery.
Yes,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
It's just like you just have a natural gift. Oh yeah, I don't know if I fucking do this. Like in another life, you were
Dude,
an archer.
That's so cool. During the pandemic, I got a mini trampoline. I was just bouncing at my parents' house in their backyard.
Whoa.
It's a lot.
I was like, I'm going to live stream on the trampoline. I'm going to
Jeez.
live stream and hula hoop. I'm going to just trying to keep myself busy. This is very mentally ill to be live streaming and hula hooping.
It was tough on everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a tough time.
It was tough. I was in the live watching.
Tough as a country. Tough as a country. There was some moments where I didn't know if I was ever going to do stand up again.
Me
Where
too.
In the beginning, in the early days when we hadn't done it for months. I was like,
yeah.
maybe this is it. Maybe this is the new world. Maybe stand up is gone. Because you know that back then you didn't really know like how deadly is this going to be.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was really worried that it was going to get worse. There's a
Yeah.
lot of weirdness going on. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there was people that had it and nothing happened to them. People that had it and got fucked up. And you're like, what is this? Like, stand-up's not worth it. Let's not do stand-up. Like, I remember I canceled like one of the last shows. I think it was like the Improv. We were supposed to do a show at the Improv like the day the Comedy Store was shutting down, the day everything was shutting down. I was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Like, this feels like if we're gonna shut down tomorrow, why are we open tonight? Like, is this what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, are we in
Does-
danger? Like, if we go out, is this fucking stupid?
There's something
Yeah.
about comedy and comics where like they fucking need it. They're like, just one last one before we go.
Last one before we die.
I don't know. I don't really feel that way. I love stand up. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, but I didn't feel like I was
I
like,
did
you
window
did?
sets.
I did
at the
window
comedy
sets.
store in the window.
Yeah.
Like a little sad dog.
I
at
look
a
like
pet
a
shop.
whore in the window. People were throwing money at the window.
It took me a good solid 2.5 years to not freak out when someone sneezes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still
Now-
sensitive about
Now,
it.
if someone coughs and sneezes, you're like, eh.
No, now people still look. If
What
someone
about-
coughs, the whole room looks
what
up,
about the
and that
nail
used to
salon?
not happen.
But it's not the same look up. Like we're all in danger.
Yeah.
I was on an elevator with a guy who was coughing in Vegas, in the heart of it. This old dude was coughing. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm holding my breath on the elevator as like an exercise. I'm like, how long can I hold my breath?
That's how I used to do school when I was younger.
You just hold your breath as long as you can.
I would, instead of paying attention, I would just watch the clock and try to beat my last record.
During the pandemic, did you see Jamar? Jamar had on like big goggles, and he went to the CVS, and he got kicked out of the CVS because he had on like snorkeling gear.
How come you can't do that? I think you can do that. You know what someone told me?
That's so funny.
Someone told me that you catch respiratory viruses from your eyeballs. Is that true?
Ugh, I don't know, but you know what someone told me? They got that their grandpa got stung in the eye by a bee, and it cured his diabetes. What?
That sounds like some folklore.
No. What are you talking
That sounds
about?
like some fucking Appalachia.
Beekeepers live longer than like the average person because they get stung. And
Where
stuff,
did you learn this?
And if you have Lyme disease, there's people that take bees and they put it into their backs, and it helps all their symptoms. There's something about bee stings.
I have heard people getting a positive benefit from bee stings, but I think it was arthritis.
Don't come for me, Big Pharma. They cut my throat because I talked about the bees. I keep forgetting that there's a...
I'm watching this this new Netflix thing called, what is it, Chimp Empire? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, just before we get too far, the viral infection of lungs through the eye.
Can
is
you?
A thing, yeah.
You can.
That makes
Pathogens that are
sense.
known agents of ocular infections, such as HSV. Wow.
What's
often
HSV?
cause severely impaired vision and blindness. But viral infection of the lungs through the eye. Holy fuck.
I'm gonna start wearing goggles.
So in that case, like, they should have left Jamar alone because he was doing the smart thing.
Yeah.
He's wearing goggles to avoid fucking evil shit. And you can keep your eyes covered.
I bet there's some sort of
Thank God.
paperwork that says that there's the people with glasses get less viral infections than other people.
I bet. Did you see? My favorite was the people with a shield. But then you could like reach under the shield. Like, hey, buddy. It's like a cat hiding under the bed with their tails out there.
My
Like, what are you doing?
My
This is so
favorite
stupid.
video was just someone going outside with a mask on in the winter and blowing, and it was just all the air you could see with the mask on still going. You could see exactly where a breath would
It's
go,
so stupid.
and it was just everywhere and muffled. It was.
It's so weird. It's so weird that we went through that for that long.
Yeah.
But we learned along the way. See, like, nobody knew, like, why doesn't a mask work? Like, in the beginning, it seems like a smart thing to do, and plus, it makes people feel better. Like, you're doing the right thing. We're all just trying to be safe. But at a certain point in time, most people should have figured out that doesn't really work. Like, you can't have a bandana on and stop a fucking deadly virus. You can't have a face shield on. People had face shields. Like, where's that air coming from, bitch?
Face shield.
You don't even have a filter on your face.
The face shield was rough.
It was weird.
And when I saw someone with a face shield, I didn't know what to make of them. The first face shield I saw in the wild, I was like, oh shit.
Reggie Watts had this hilarious get-up that we ordered a couple of them. These fucking things. It was a space helmet, and you put a space helmet on, and you cinch it up to your neck, and it's got like filters inside and everything, and it cools you off too.
What?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a fan?
So there's like a little fan in there.
I like
Pretty
that.
sure there's a
I'm
fan.
into
Isn't there a
that.
fan in there?
You know, I will
Yeah, there's
say.
a fan in there. Yeah, here's Reggie. Look at this.
Sorts of masks, you know, like
Reggie was
Some kind of
traveling on
gimmick or something
airplanes
like
with
that.
this.
No.
Yes.
Well, I would like that because I do feel like airplanes make you really sick.
Well, if there really was an issue, like a real serious issue, here's a question. Like, if there's some fucking evil alien virus, there's no known cure.
Yeah.
Are you going to walk
Live
around
like that?
with that on?
No, I'm going outside.
Maybe.
I'm going.
Are you going to just take it in?
I'm going.
Go.
I'm
Just go with it?
actually going to rhinestone mine. I
Yeah,
get that and I glitter it
All
up.
right, like a hot girl on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I make it my own.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's just like, who knows?
yeah.
I was nervous when it happened, but now if something happens again, I won't take it seriously.
I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they cry
They
wolf?
cried wolf on my ass.
Oh,
so,
no. Oh, no.
yeah.
But nobody knew in the beginning, right? That's the thing. Like, everybody always wants to point to, like, this person's got it wrong or that person, but nobody fucking knew in the beginning.
The
In the
thing
beginning, there was
is-
so much, like, guesswork.
There's always a threat. If it's not that, it's climate change. If it's not climate change, it's Homicides. If it's not homicides, it's something else. There's always a worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect.
I saw the nicest sticker the other day on a gas station. The grossest gas station ever. I was terrified. And when I got out, it was just a sticker that said, "Think of something beautiful." And I was like, that's kind of the nicest sticker I've ever seen. It's not corny, and it is really nice. And it kind of helps. Isn't that sweet?
She's in her soft girl era.
I think the
told
mushrooms
you.
are kicking in.
You know what I hate? I hate when Kim takes mushrooms because then she won't let me talk shit about guys. She'll be like, he's just a man.
She'll call me and I'll be like, well, maybe he went through something.
And I'll be like, oh, you're on mushrooms.
Yeah. It stops the gossip
We're
for
all
me.
just people. And I go, okay, yeah, that's true.
It is true. Imagine if everybody was on mushrooms and that was just like the prevalent attitude.
Yeah. You wouldn't care if you've been wronged because...
Isn't it crazy that as a mass experiment, like if everybody just took a minor dose. What do you want? That stuff? Don't say what that is on the air.
Okay.
Put that away.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Gonna get us all in trouble.
No, it's nothing.
If there was like legal psilocybin and it was regulated so you knew what it was, or it's tested, safe doses,
Yeah.
and everybody decided to take it all at once. Everybody, the whole country.
That would be beautiful.
You know what happened? A bunch of dudes who are criminals would say they were going to take it, and then rob everybody when they're on mushrooms. It'd be the worst case of love doesn't find a way.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
They convince everyone about world peace, but it's
Yeah.
actually just a trick.
And they just rob everybody blind. They break into the stock exchange and fucking clean out all the Bitcoin.
Damn.
And it's just like the worst trip ever.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like a Guy Ritchie movie.
It's great.
I'm watching.
Cut that out. Keep it.
So maybe not all at once, but if it was available to everybody and they realized the benefits, especially like of microdoses, just perspective enhancing benefits. It helps so many fucking soldiers, so many guys who get back and
Yes,
experience
PTSD.
combat. And they're all fucking racked by all sorts of emotions and thoughts and lost friends, and that and MDMA seems to really
I
help
was just
those
going to
guys.
say, I had a roommate in LA who did MDMA. She did like a weekend camp therapy with only children of childhood trauma, and she came back like a different person.
Wow.
That's
And
interesting.
she said it literally changed her life.
Well, they know that it's, whatever it does, that experience of letting go of all your inhibitions and
Yeah.
it for some people, it can sort of just reset the way you see the world.
Yeah.
So for soldiers, for so many people that have experienced violence, like that is so important for them. Like why don't we make that available? That could literally help the world. And through MAPS, MAPS is doing those studies with soldiers, and they're all very promising. It's very interesting stuff, but they're doing it the right way, and they're doing it, through
love
politics and
Because, Joe, then we can't gossip. They need us to gossip. That's how they
Gossip's fun,
control
too.
us.
Gossip's fun too.
When I did an MDMA, I fell in love with a PE teacher for 24 hours. So
Wow, 24 hours.
24 hours, I got this PE teacher's
That's
the
about
man
how long
for
you
me.
fall in love with a PE teacher for.
Yeah, when you sober up, you go, maybe it wasn't love.
What would the world be like if, think about how many people that are on various medications. What would the world be like if they just came up with something and called it like Calm, and it was a micro dose MDMA that everybody took all day long?
Wow.
So everybody is like almost like they're tripping, almost like they're rolling all day long. Just
Microdosing.
everyone's nice to everyone. Everyone's lovely. Everyone's friendly.
People are giving you
everyone-
hugs
they're
at
giving you hugs.
CVS.
They want everyone to do well.
See?
I want you to be happy. Everybody wants you to do well.
Imagine.
Those two
I
things.
love that.
We talked about psilocybin and MDMA. They're real. This is like, we're not making this up. They're
Yeah.
not like fake things that, some people have talked about on internet forums, but they're not real. Like, no, they're real. And they're illegal. It's like that alone should make us go, what the fuck? When is
But
that going to change?
How
It's
are they illegal?
2023.
But like Delta, that weird,
Delta 9?
is legal. Like, how is that a thing?
I don't know. That's a weird high.
I haven't smoked it.
It's like a neighbor of weed. It's like, I'm Weed's neighbor. I'm gonna tell you what he tells me. It's
Come
like-
on in. Weed will be here soon.
It
You're
doesn't
like,
seem
will
like
it?
it doesn't seem like it has any of the ideas that Weed has.
Yeah.
It's like it just repeats Weed's ideas. And it doesn't do such a good job of telling them. Well, one time when he was 13, his stepdaddy was a real piece of shit. Anyway.
Oh, weed makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You don't want to stay for Delta. It makes you uncomfortable.
It makes me like, it's an odd thing. It's weird that they can do that though. It's weird that that's legal.
Yeah.
I bought weed one time in Harlem from this guy. Can I say that?
Back then it was probably illegal.
Yeah, no. I mean, this was probably 3 years ago.
When did it get legal in New York?
Recently.
Oh yeah, so it was probably illegal then. Still, there.
A criminal.
Yeah, I was doing bad things.
A bad bitch.
But I had always bought from this guy, and I was right before I recorded my podcast. This was when I was living in New York, and I rolled a joint of it, and I smoked it with me, my co-host, our guest, all the producers, and then while we were smoking it, like before the joint was even done, I was like, I'm done. And then I was like, we should do a new segment, and we should rap. And everybody was like, what? And I was like, we should like start rap. I think it would be a good idea if we became like a rap thing. And then I just started going off about rap, and I was like going crazy. And then when we got on, I was like, we have to start the show now because we have to do this thing before the idea goes. And I started getting crazy. and then I'm like breathing all heavy and my heart's racing. And one of the producers who is like, does a lot of drugs, literally said into the mic, I'm the highest I've ever been. And then that's when it hit me that I was like, the weed. Like this is not me. Like I realized something happened, and we were on air already. I was pulling up rap lyrics and dancing to them. And
It's those joints that they sprinkle the THC crystals on.
no, I know exactly what it was.
What was it?
Okay. After I came down and had them almost call an ambulance on, because then I freaked out on the podcast. I cried. I was like, we were looking up the symptoms of fentanyl on the podcast.
No.
Yes, because I was like,
my
it
God.
could be fentanyl. I've never felt like this on weed. And then I looked at the bag, and there was a little bit of cocaine in the bag that he sold me the weed in. So I had smoked
Crack, basically.
crack
Whoa.
and did a podcast, a full podcast
So-
trying to be a rapper.
So you would have been a rapper if you had done crack. 100%.
Yeah, no.
100%. 100%.
I think I would also be a rapper if I did crack.
Weinshenk.
That was my nickname for a while.
Weinshenk, I like it.
I was rhyming. I was like,
Yeah. So
no one could be around me.
make sure
That's
your
hilarious.
weed dealer doesn't also deal coke and reuse the baggies.
Imagine if there's like certain drugs that make you want to do certain activities. It's like it's crack and rap are just like, if you ever see like some
Yeah.
lost kid from the suburbs, all of a sudden he starts rapping.
Well, yeah, I smoke weed because
Testing
I'm a
for crack.
comedian. I feel like if I would have drank more, I would have been like a mom.
Yeah, but like
Someone would have gotten me pregnant already.
there's a lot of funny comedians that are drunks.
That's true.
Yeah.
Girls too.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
it
I feel
seems
like, but
like-
we all smoke weed, most of us.
A lot of it's comedy steroids.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
puts you in like a different state of mind.
That's like what Brody would say. He was like, 90% of comedians smoke weed, 90%, and the rest, they're not funny.
I've gotten some calls from people that like used to be like super straight laced, and then when it became legal in California in like 2016, people are like, "Oh, it's fucking legal. It's
Yeah.
legal. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Maybe a gummy will help me go to sleep." And then they start
Yeah.
taking them, and they start asking me questions like, "What's the difference between sativa and indica?"
Yeah.
You know those
They text
questions?
you at 4:20. You're like, dude,
Come on, you fucking rookie.
come on, man. They're smoking out of apples and shit.
Listen, I was that rookie at one point in time too.
We all were.
Yeah.
We all
In
were.
the beginning, you can't believe people don't know about pot. When you first start smoking weed, you're like, how is everybody not doing this?
It's when I first started smoking weed is when I started dating this white hippie dude that had dreadlocks from Portland.
Gus?
No,
Oh.
this was different. And all we would do is get high and eat pies. And I think I gained like 15 pounds because I was just smoking weed with him and eating pies.
Do you guys know the story of Jack Harrer?
Oh, the
Emperor wears no clothes.
the hemp guy.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Hemperor,
No.
Yeah, the Hemperor. Yeah.
Well, he's a famous marijuana activist and researcher, and he wrote this book. This guy was like a Goldwater Republican. and then met this lady, and they were smoking a little marijuana together, hanging out, and like all of a sudden he gets it, and he goes, "Oh my God, this is good for you. Like this is." Like he has all these revelations about it. And then he goes into the history. He because he's a very smart guy. He says like, how did this happen? And he starts delving into the history of Harry Anslinger and William Randolph Hearst, and they conspired to make it look like there was this new drug that was causing all these Mexican guys. Excuse me, I got this.
I thought that was
Zin patches.
I thought that was that the drugs were doing. I was
no,
like,
I wish. They were saying that it was causing Mexicans and black men to rape white women. And they were writing stories about this, and then they came out with the Reefer Madness propaganda films, and all this calling it marijuana.
they tried to Emmett Till weed.
Yes, that's why.
Marijuana was like a slang for Mexican wild tobacco. It had nothing to do with.
That's why, sorry to cut you off, but that's why I have one of my black friends told me that black community likes to call it cannabis, not marijuana, because marijuana is associated with that negativity.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the word marijuana. I think it's a cute name. I like it. Marijuana sounds good.
Yeah.
This is my daughter.
I like to smoke some marijuana. But I also like cannabis too. It's like the names aren't important. What's important is like that people like this Jack Herer guy. See if you can pull up that book, because it's a very good book. Where he talks about he actually had this video that they had made in like the World War I or World War II. It was Hemp for Victory, and it was telling farmers to grow marijuana. Like marijuana, like the plant marijuana is also hemp.
Yeah.
Right? So what marijuana is a psychoactive female version of a very similar plant. So now they've kind of engineered hemp so it doesn't have any THC in it.
Yeah.
So you can't smoke the hemp. But that hemp is what they were fighting. They weren't really fighting marijuana. They were fighting hemp because it's a superior textile. It makes the best, most durable clothes.
Yeah.
It makes a far superior paper. You could use it to build houses with. They
Why
could make
doesn't everybody
hempcrete.
use hemp then?
It should be. It should be
Well,
one. It also
but why not the switch over?
because there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to things like this. There's a lot of moving pieces that are in gear. They're moving. So hemp is now legal in the United States, right? So then the industry has to kind of build up, and you have to have manufacturing if
New
you really want to do it.
machines
If you really want to hire skilled labor to make
Yeah.
hemp clothes that you built here in America, now it's possible. But at On It, we used to have to buy our hemp from Canada because you couldn't grow it in the United States, even though it was legal because it wasn't psychoactive. So we had hemp protein powder. And we used to have to get it grown in Canada.
That's crazy.
We couldn't even hire an American farmer to grow it.
Yeah, I know that hemp is also like the clothes are it's like antibacterial,
Antibacterial, yeah.
antifungal.
What? I didn't know
Yeah.
any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
make hemp gis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I have a hemp gi. Yeah, Datsura.
Does it?
It's the shit.
Does
You
it
can
smell
find them
less?
online. They're just real durable, like real fucking durable. Like the only thing that's gonna break is the threads, and then you
Right.
just restitch it. Like that cloth is not ripping. It's really fucking strong.
Yeah.
Like hemp is a weird thing. Like my friend Todd McCormick had a stalk of hemp on his desk. He's like, pick this up. I picked it up. And I was like, what the fuck, man? It weighs nothing. It was hard.
Really?
It was hard like oak, but it weighed nothing. It weighed
Wow.
nothing. It was like
Wow.
balsa wood.
I feel like we need to get up on hemp.
See if you can see like a fat hemp stalk. Like that. So that's the stuff that they turn into clothing. So they strip it away, and it's a very difficult process. And for the longest time, they were doing it with slave labor. And then when the cotton gin came along, the cotton gin made it easier to process cotton. And so it wasn't until the decorticator was invented. And the decorticator was a new method to effectively process hemp fiber with a machine. So they had this machine that's going to strip it down. Because otherwise they were using, like, people were pounding on it
Right.
and shit.
Wow.
So this was invented, and then all the Reefer Madness shit came out because there was a thing. It was
Oh,
I
so
think
then
it was
they had the-
Popular Science magazine. See if that Hemp, the new billion-dollar crop. See if you can find that.
Then they had the two, and they just chose the cotton because there was no
'Cause it
drama
was
behind
easier.
it.
It wasn't just it was no. It was the people that it was. William Randolph Hearst was one of them. So William Randolph Hearst owned Hearst Publications. Look. Billion-dollar crop. It was on the cover of the magazine. See if you can find the cover because it's kind of hilarious to see that they have this story about this new billion-dollar crop, hemp. I mean, it's really wild shit.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, so now can anyone
Am I
grow
wrong?
hemp?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't on the cover. But that's the story right there. Hemp, the billion-dollar
Wild.
crop. God, I swore it was on the cover. But I have a fucked up memory sometimes. Hemp fiber being delivered from machines ready for baling. Piles of pulverized herds beside machine is 77% cellulose. So they strip it down with that machine. And so they immediately were like, okay, now we're going to have, this stuff that's lighter, it's better, it's stronger. It's really like a fucking alien plant. It's real weird. When you pick it up, it feels weird. You ever been in a grow room?
Yes.
How weird do those feel?
So weird.
Weird.
Why do
So
they
weird.
feel weird?
Like there's something else in there with you.
Yeah.
You're not
yeah.
Like
alone.
Hal is in there with you.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you?
Hello, Kim.
I have a lot of plants, and I feel like that about my plants in general.
She calls one of them her dog.
I have this huge monstera plant, and I swear to God, it just feels alive, and it creeps me out sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of house plants.
You're not?
No, because I think it's like little prisoners. I think they're supposed to be not in
Outside.
this little trapped ecosystem relying on you to play classical music for them. I think they
Now
want
I'm
to be
sad
out
for
there.
my plants.
think
They
they
don't
wanna be
even
out there
get
in the
classical
wild.
music.
Yeah.
Free them.
I'm not a fan of corralling up wild things.
Don't make me feel bad that I have prisoner plants. I have to look those babies in the eye every day.
Well, the thing is,
Now I
like,
feel like they hate me. They're so happy. They look so good, and they grow so fast.
yeah, but you're feeding them.
I have big windows
Look,
to
I bet
have
they
windows.
like it. Maybe they love it. Maybe they're like a house cat. They fucking love it.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
heard that they have eyes. Did you hear that? Plants have eyes now. They can see you.
That's too far.
They had receptors. They found out that I saw that. I don't know, TikTok probably.
The thing is about plants is that they're communicating with each other through the ground. That's what's fascinating.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just starting to figure this stuff out. They're like this. I don't know when they realized this, but this is like the mycologists have figured it out, and all these scientists are realizing that they're allocating resources to different plants. They're sharing resources. They're communicating in some way. It's very weird.
Also, there
is
are like
weird.
spots that people take pictures of that meditate in the grass, and that grass grows flowers around it. The spots that they meditate,
Whoa, we're like angels.
I love that.
they communicate with you if you lay on them.
They do.
They do.
Definitely do. Well, that's why people say when you take mushrooms, go to nature.
Yeah.
You take mushrooms, you go to nature. It's like, oh my God, these things are alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you don't think of them as we're so. First of all, it's so hard to stay alive. Up until about 200 years ago, 100 years ago.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
almost impossible.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting murdered. It's just like
Left and
every
right.
day is just slaughterfest. People are
Jesus.
horrible to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So you got to like concentrate on what you can I just got to keep moving and try, what can I eat? How can I stay alive?
Mm-hmm.
How can I keep moving? How can I protect my kids? So it kind of makes sense that you'll tune out
Right.
the nature part because like I can't be fucked with all this beautiful love shit. I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to not to get eaten by cats.
Right.
You know, I'm out here trying to protect a baby with a sharp stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can chill.
Now we can chill.
Now we can chill.
Yeah.
Now we can chill.
Yeah, one of the things I did during the pandemic was move to a very beautiful outdoorsy neighborhood, and it really changed everything for me.
Sure,
in
your
terms
own
of
life.
like, yeah, my mental health completely just changed for the better.
Yeah.
Spending so much time outside and meditating outside and just
think
being in nature.
They call it forest bathing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like the sound of
I
that.
didn't invent that, right? That's what they call it, right?
Forest bathing. I
My
like
friend,
it.
my
Yeah.
friend Alex just had a baby, and she keeps going like, I keep imagining just like women that used to have babies without all the information, and they'd just be sitting in a cave breastfeeding, and like they don't know what the fuck just happened to them, like this
Well-
crazy shit they just went through. And she's like she's like, it gives me anxiety because I'm so comfortable
But also though,
about how tough it used to be.
But also, a long time ago, women would birth together and they would help each other. Like there'd be doulas and midwives, and so it wasn't really like it was more communal.
But
I think.
still, not having answers, not having Google.
The secret to mindful travel, a walk in the woods. Visit these 5 destinations to practice the Japanese art of forest bathing. Ah, it is real. Thank you.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Girl.
Yeah,
It's just walking through. It makes you feel good. It changes your life, makes you healthier.
raises your
essentially.
vibration.
I think there's something real to that when we're in an environment, whether it's an environment of people, or an environment of plants,
Yeah.
you're getting some sort of weird information that's not as simple as what you see and what you hear. You think you get it from people, like people that you like you talk to them, you're like, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
I like talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And there's other people you're like, Jesus.
Yikes.
And and it's like not clear because you ever see someone that other people like and you're like, wait, it sounds, you're like, wait a minute, what's happening here?
Yeah.
That's the story of my whole career.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I've got no explanations for it either.
It's just crazy. And, the instincts, especially like you see things that are unexplainable, like being a woman too. Like you ever know that a guy's cheating on you and you're right and nothing told you, just a feeling? What is that? What is that?
I think there's things that people give off besides words. There's information that people give off. There's like, you can tell if someone's being deceptive. You can tell if someone's secretly mad at you. Like, you know that weird feeling? Like, I don't think this person likes me.
But
like some weird, no reason at all that I can discern of.
Yes.
You get that feeling sometimes?
Yes.
I think those are real feelings. I think there's something there that's nonverbal, some fucking thing that they're giving off, and you're picking up on it.
And then you trick yourself into thinking it was just you being like, you're like, I might be in a mood. And then you brush it off.
You could do that.
Then they kill you and you're like,
Or
damn it.
You could try it again. And
I
say,
trust
maybe that person
my
was
gut.
having a rough day.
True.
I trust my gut.
You should trust your gut, but you could run into someone that just got in a car accident. That's
Yikes.
when things happen like that, people get ramped up.
Yikes.
No, people get ramped up. It's like that's why road rage exists, because everyone's ramped up, right? You're in the car, you have to think fast because you're going fast, and then someone's cutting you like, you motherfucker, like because you're already ramped up.
Yeah.
So sometimes you could run into someone and like some guy just fucking T-boned him, ran a red light, and screamed at him, and there's a lot of shit going on. The cops didn't help, and then you meet that person. And they could be too ramped up. And you're like, I think that guy fucking hates me. Like, that guy hates everyone right now. He's like, he's just pissed.
Oh, yeah.
He almost died in a car accident and no one cares.
I got into the most frustrating road rage recently. I did. And it was just like fucking annoying. It was like, I do notice that a lot. I'm not shitting on LA. I'm just saying that I notice in LA the drivers.
Sounds like you're shitting on LA, bitch.
The
If
traffic.
I was LA, I'd be like, what, bitch?
I'll say it right now. The traffic is bad because it has the worst drivers in the country. LA has the worst drivers in the country because they try to follow the rules too much and they're causing traffic jams. No one uses a right lane. They're all scared to merge. I'm telling you, there's a trick. I shouldn't even say it. But if you are in LA, you can cut the Google Maps time by 4 or 5 minutes just by driving in the right lane. Everyone's terrified because they don't want to be rude and merge in a mile up the road. It's nuts. Anyways.
Boy, you're real specific.
No,
She's got like a specific beef with LA drivers.
Don't
That's
get
like
her,
so specific.
Don't get her fucking started.
Listen, here's
What do
the
I call
problem.
them?
White knight cucks.
If you think LA sucks, New York is like, hold my beer, bitch.
No.
Because I was just in New York. And they're mad people. They just fucking cut in front of everybody. They drive like crazy.
New York
I'll
is
take
crazier.
the LA morons over the New York psychos.
See, I think the LA morons are also like looking at themselves.
A little bit of that.
A little bit of, does my eyeliner look good?
A
No,
little bit of
they're
pretending
like,
yeah.
there's a
trying-
camera on them always.
They're trying to do too much activism
motor
too.
running.
They stop. They STO with his glasses on.
I went down a rabbit hole yesterday looking for Jim Morrison's GT500.
Ooh.
Apparently, there's a lost car out there. No one knows where it is. No one knows how it went away. Jim Morrison had one of the only... There was only a certain number of Shelby GT500s that were made during this year. I think it was 1967. And this car, he filmed this video of him. They made like a movie with it. So they did some filming with it on the highway. And there's like photographs of it and there's footage from it. And he had this car and then no one knows where it went.
And you want it.
Fuck yeah. But not just me. See, the problem with me is I'm the wrong guy for that because I think old cars are stupid. I like to take old cars and turn them into cars that drive like new cars. It's like you want brakes, guys. Like you want real brakes. You don't like that nostalgia of bad brakes. You can kiss my ass with that. I like there's a company called Roadster Shop that did a 1969 Camaro for me. They take old cars and they give it like a real suspension, independent suspension, full fucking giant 6-piston brakes. handles, drives normal, starts when you want it to, boom, boom, boom. That's stupid.
But
So I wouldn't really want it other than to say I had it.
No,
Yeah.
you need to get it. You got to get Jim Morrison's car, Joe.
There's probably some like
You should send out a hunt for it.
Send out a hunt.
You should make it a whole thing. Like if you find Jim Morrison's car, you get this prize.
no. I think it would be like if a comic wanted to get Sam Kinnison's car
Yeah.
and a musician bought it instead. You'd be like, bitch, give it to us.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
true.
Jim
Yeah.
Morrison's car, I feel like a musician has to take that.
I feel like
You know who should drive Jim Morrison's car?
Who?
Gary Clark Jr.
I don't know who that is.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Do I?
You guys don't know
Do
Gary
I?
Clark Jr.?
Do I?
I don't know.
Austin resident, one of the greatest guitarists of all time.
Oh, he lives in Austin?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We got to
you
get
girls
him
don't
Jim
know.
Morrison's car.
He's the fucking man. If there's a cover of
yeah.
one of his albums where he was standing in front of this vintage Cadillac, this fucking cool Cadillac. And I was like, dude, please tell me that's your car. He's like, nope.
I want him to know, Gary Clark Jr., to know that my DMs are open.
Yeah.
He's quite married.
Oh,
Lovely lady.
I guess it's Zuckerberg then.
Yeah. Back to the Zuck.
Not him hearing that. Now he knows he's the second choice.
Oh, no.
No, Zuck, number one.
Yeah, you can't do that to the Zuck. He's
Sorry,
very competitive.
Zucky.
Yeah.
You just
Zucky,
saw.
baby.
The guy's a billionaire. He's entering into jiu-jitsu tournaments. He's competitive. You can't do that to him.
I'm sorry, Zucky.
What's he going to put you in, Shanky?
What?
What jiu-jitsu move?
An plata. Maybe a triangle.
Whoa.
I know the jargon. I hang out with fighters.
Anybody want any coffee?
I would love coffee, please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's good.
Will you pass me a
Hand that
cup?
to the...
Here,
The
we'll
princess.
This article says it probably wrecked. Is that not what people think?
Yeah, they don't know, man. They think it went missing. I went down a rabbit hole, and this guy did a video of it. And the guy was saying that there's a bunch of different stories. One story that he crashed it and left it there, and it got towed.
That I
Another
believe.
story
Whitney did that
said that
at Avril Lavigne's house. I think her car's still there.
That sounds like a Whitney move. That's like a Mike Tyson move. He crashed one of his Bentleys and gave it to the cop. You can have this, officer. The cop was like, okay. The cop had a fucking Bentley for like 2 days, and then they made him
God.
give it back. The police force made him give it back.
The Mike Tyson interview of him telling the woman journalist to stop speaking out of
Yeah.
dude, that
Bro.
shit was kind of funny.
I don't
I'm
talk
sorry.
to women unless I fornicate with them.
And then she was just silent.
She was like, okay.
She didn't make another
So,
sound.
yeah.
When I
Have
saw
you
him
seen
at,
that?
No, but when I saw him at the Comedy Store, it was one of the only times I've been really starstruck was when
Yeah.
I saw him at
Me
the
too.
Comedy Store. I was like,
He was
Tyson-
very nice. He talked to me and didn't try to fornicate with me, I will say.
Yeah,
He's the
same.
nicest guy ever.
Yeah,
He was so nice.
He's very, very nice, believe it or not. And he's a very kind person.
It is a very funny thing to say, Jerry.
Well, back in the day, he was a different person, and that's the thing that he was like most afraid of about even working out. He said it. He said he doesn't want to rekindle his ego, and that's what he said when he fought Roy Jones. It was a crazy quote. He said like the gods of war have rekindled my ego.
the gods of war have rekindled
I
my
understand
ego.
that, though.
Yeah.
Do you
Wait.
know what that guy must have been like from when he won the world title at 20 years old to when Buster Douglas beat him? It was just a series of executions. It was one of the craziest things that anybody had ever seen in boxing. Everybody was so terrified by the time they got in the ring with them. They were losing before they got anywhere close to the ring. They were terrified of this fucking guy. He was like nobody we'd ever seen in the heavyweight division. So you have to be extreme in every possible part of your life to be riding those RPMs. Of all the men, super athletes that are great at punching people in the face, you excel beyond and above all
It's
of
insane.
them.
Imagine how sick you are as his opponent.
Oh my
then.
God.
Like right before the fight, like the
Terrified.
feeling that you feel. It's like that nausea. You're
Just
trying
you
to
know.
you're trying to be confident, but you know. Oh,
know.
it's sickening.
You've watched the videos. You
It's
watched the
sick,
Marvis
yeah.
Frazier fight.
Yeah.
The Marvis Frazier fight was one of the most terrifying boxing fights I ever saw in my life. Because it was Marvis Frazier, who was the son of the great Joe Frazier, former world heavyweight champion. And Marvis Frazier was his son, and his son was fighting Mike Tyson in his prime. And it was on ABC Wide World of Sports, I think.
What year was this?
This had to be like 86 or something like that. 87? What year was that, young Jamie? So it had to be somewhere in the 80s.
Tyson Frazier, July 26, 1986.
1986. Want to see it? It's
Yes,
horrific.
yes.
Let's play it because it's one of the most.
I feel
it's
like I've seen
one-
highlights,
one-
but he probably has a bunch of fights out there.
Yeah, but this is the one that you should see because this was a huge fight because he was the number 2 ranked heavyweight contender and he was the man. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I actually have it framed in my office. Sports Illustrated sent it to me. It was Mike Tyson. It said Kid Dynamite, and at the time he was 19 years old.
Oh my God.
Look how young Jim Lampley looks. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
So let's scoot ahead to the actual fight itself. The fight itself was. This is like highlights of other fights that Mike's had. So they're basically like setting up the whole Mike Tyson story that he's the most terrifying contender that we've seen since, Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier like kind of dismissed him in some sort of way. There's some sort of a verbal back and forth with him and Joe Frazier. And so this is Joe's son Marvis,
Oh shit.
who is fighting Mike Tyson in his fucking
Mike Tyson in his prime is hot.
Yeah.
He was 20 years old. So this is before he fought for the title. You got to watch how terrifying this is.
Holy shit. He's a machine.
Just right away, bobbing and weaving, jab, big shot, big shots.
Marvis must move or we're going to be out of here very, very quickly.
No.
Dude,
No.
dude, is one of the most terrifying knockouts ever. Ever.
My
And that was
God.
when Mike Tyson became undeniable. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's the man.
And
that's the man.
That
Boom,
man's
he's up
father
there.
watched that.
He's up
Yeah.
there.
Look at that. Boom.
He did
boom,
it
boom.
so
Out right
swiftly.
there.
Yeah, he's out. And his punches are so accurate, so fast, and so powerful. I mean, look at that. He's catching him on the way down.
They would.
He's out cold, and he hit him twice on the way down while he was out cold.
Yeah.
That's how fast he's hitting him.
That's
There was nobody
insane.
like him. There was nobody
No.
like him.
No.
I put that version of Mike Tyson, I would like to see that version against any heavyweight that ever lived. There was like a period of time where you're like, Jesus, who's going to beat that guy?
No, thank
I would have
you.
loved to have seen it.
I got
mean,
punched in the face at Skankfest, and that was enough for me.
I hated that.
I did a fight, and this girl came in.
No, that was horrible. I was on the sideline like, okay, I hope mommy's gonna make it.
She comes in. Lewis is like, you want to fight? And I'm like, not really. I'm in overalls, like off a tab of acid for 2 days straight, like no sleep. And I had a concussion 3 weeks ago. And then he's like,
How'd
you
you
want to
get a
fight?
concussion?
I got doing Muay Thai.
Oh, no.
Just the first time holding pads with this huge guy.
Oh,
and
no.
I didn't know I got a concussion. And then a few days later, we were sparring, and someone hit me in the back of the head by accident. And then when I was driving home, I lost my vision. And then when I went to the hospital, they said I had post-concussive syndrome.
Whoa.
Yeah. So then I had a concussion.
You were holding pads for a big guy?
Yeah.
And it just the jolt of it
Yeah.
gave you a concussion? Whoa.
The pads hitting the pad to my head.
I'm
And
gonna
I could feel it because I'd get migraines
Why
after.
are you holding the pads for a big man?
I don't know.
That is a good question,
I shouldn't
Joe.
have been.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you hold the pads for me. I would,
No.
I'd be like, don't do that.
You
Yeah.
could hold the pads for me though, bitch.
But you could if you were just if the guy was just touching them.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he
if
was hitting them hard.
Yeah, that's not. You can't really do that.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to
No.
tell him.
I know
Hey, bro,
now.
you need like a strong person.
Yeah.
Like very strong person. Like some of those Thai guys are amazing because they're not big guys. They're like these small dudes, but they're so fucking strong at that. Just
Yeah.
that motion. They have so much power.
Yeah.
They stop these fucking horrendous kicks.
Yeah,
With
I
their
have
forearms.
I have a friend who just went to Thailand for Muay Thai to train, and he said just being in Thailand as Muay Thai got so much better in such a short amount of time.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that in the UFC this past weekend because there was a story of this guy, Khalil Roundtree, who was a very good fighter, but he lost one fight to this guy, Johnny Walker, and then decided to go to Thailand and really immerse himself in Muay Thai.
yeah.
And he came back and he was a totally different fighter. We were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So much so that I had him on the podcast. I'm like, what happened? Tell me what happened. Like, what'd you do? He just like realized he had to be fucking 100% all in and serious. And he went to Thailand, learned Muay Thai, realized he had some holes in his striking game, and and patched them all
I
up.
feel like I would go to Thailand to do Muay Thai, and then I'd spend one day at the beach and be like, I'll be there tomorrow. And, like, keep winking at them.
Yeah, you'd have to do some sort of like a camp.
No, I really
where they
liked
tell
it.
you.
I'll probably go back and do
Yeah.
it again. Yeah.
You got to be careful about concussions, though. Those
Yeah.
they're not fun.
I'm just
And
gonna do it for fun and not so. I was like training to
me.
do a fight at one point and like try to compete, and now I'm like, I just want to do it and kind of work out.
Well,
I'm
that's
like-
what's good about jiu-jitsu is that
Yeah.
there's much less of that. I mean,
Totally.
you occasionally bang heads and get a knee in the face accidentally, but
Selfishly, I was like, please don't get a concussion, bitch. The podcast will be shit if you can't
maybe
think.
it'd be better. Maybe it should be more reckless.
Oh no!
She comes in speaking in a different accent, like someone like someone after a stroke.
Lindsay Lohan in Dubai.
She comes and she can count in Chinese, like all of a sudden out of nowhere.
That is crazy when that happens to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, they get struck by lightning, like that John Travolta movie. Do you remember that movie?
Oh fuck!
There was a movie he got struck by lightning.
No, Baby Geniuses.
Phenomenon.
Something like that, right?
With an
Was it?
powder.
What it was? Could he read minds or something
Yeah,
afterwards?
no, he had like superpowers.
Yeah, he something
Phenomenon.
happened. Yeah, he became like an angel or some shit.
Yeah,
Well, there's two movies.
There's Michael where
Michael
he's
and
an angel.
Phenomenon. Yeah, I was thinking of both of them.
I combine these two silly movies.
That's what people should do. Movie hybrids.
Yeah, that's like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
So the one where he got electrocuted. What kind of powers did he? Oh, he became super smart, right? I think he was like a regular dude, and then he got electrocuted.
And then he was in a
became
bubble.
Super smart.
Remember the bubble boy?
That was early. They came
I know.
out the same year. That's probably why.
Phenomenon and
Yeah,
Michael?
In
do you know what I'm
96, they both came out.
96. So what was the story of Phenomena? He became super smart, right? Is that the
I think he
premise?
had powers of some kind.
I think there were powers and super
He
smart.
sees a flash of light.
But he got hit
It
by
says
a
he
lightning.
sees a flash of light. I don't
Doesn't
know.
say it.
He becomes a
Sees a flash,
genius.
because he's exhibit extraordinary mental abilities. He becomes a genius. Even this is what everybody wants. Nobody wants to like work really hard to be a genius. Everybody wants to just get hit by lightning.
This was
It's
my
the
mom's
perfect
favorite
movie.
movie
For-
when I was a kid.
For
Phenomenon.
people who lived in the 90s,
I
this
have
is the
never
perfect movie.
seen or heard of this movie.
This is my mom's
Listen,
favorite movie when
you
I was a
gotta-
kid.
My mom's was Titanic.
You got a beautiful, handsome man
Yes.
who's kind of,
At
not,
his peak.
nothing's really good happening to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he gets hit by lightning.
He's a
That's it.
genius. Not the lightning coming slowly at him. That was the slowest lightning.
Noise? Did you hear it?
The man's inebriated.
I'm not drunk. Can't sleep. Can you?
What's happening here, George?
Not the dog.
Oh, it's the best
dog
movie of all
picking up
time.
on
Keep it going.
I remember
keep it going.
seeing it.
We should get barbecued and watch this.
Yes.
And do like a fight companion.
Yeah.
And we break down this movie phenomenon. So I think they're saying like the aliens gave him a blast. Is that what it looks like? It didn't-
Yeah, because I feel like at the
There's a
same
thing
time
in the
too.
sky.
Yeah, Fire in the Sky came around this time too.
Oh,
Well,
they were trying to do
but
aliens.
Fire in
real.
the Sky
It's real.
is about
Yeah,
this guy.
right.
This is Travis Walton. Do you know the story of Fire in the Sky?
No.
Wait.
No, but I didn't expect the bobble when I turned
didn't
back.
He gave it to me. He gave it to me. It was a
That's
gift.
crazy.
It was a gift. Thank you, Travis. It says right here. Fire in the Sky was amazing.
What
And
the
it was
hell
about
is happening?
Well, it's this man's story. The real Travis Walton came in the podcast and told us his story. When he was in his early 20s, he was a logger. And they were going down this road and they saw this thing. They don't know what it is, this bright light that came and landed like near where the road was. And so they got out of the car, they stopped the car, and Travis, I guess he was kind of a wild man, he ran towards the thing.
What?
And he got towards the thing, and they all said there was some burst of light. He fell to the ground, and then they
No.
panicked. So hold on. They panicked. They took off. They drive off, and then they start screaming in the car, we can't fucking leave him. We can't go. We got to go back. We got to go back and get him. Let's go back and get him. They turn around. They go back. He's gone. He's missing for 5 days. 5 days later, he makes a phone call to like the police. He says, I don't know what happened. He tries to explain. He gets abducted by a fucking UFO and they fix him. Whatever happened to him when he got hit by this blast of energy, he says that they realized he was going to die. So they took him aboard and they repaired him.
I like that.
And then they brought him back. It is a fucking wild story if it's true. And this movie was kind of fun.
Whoa, I want to see this movie.
But the movie's got a lot of shit in it. It's not real. Like he was
Yeah.
kind of explaining. But for the most part, they kind of got the story right, which was there was and by the way, there was multiple sightings of UFOs in this area. In this
What area was it?
Where was it exactly? The whole story's so fun. I want to believe it so bad. I mean, and the guy's had the same story forever. He hasn't changed it, and that's always interesting to me that this person would like tell this story their whole life. I mean, here he was now. He's in his White Mountains,
Arizona.
northeastern Arizona.
That makes sense because that's all those like portals, the energy portals and shit there, right?
Those, everybody
Sedona's.
knows about those. Those
Right?
energy
Do people know
portals.
about those?
They're in Sedona.
We
There's
ran into some
vortexes.
fucking weird shit in Arizona. We ran
Oh.
into this
Okay.
place. We
Okay.
drove by
You
it.
girls are doing acid 4 out of 5 days.
No,
a week.
no.
You could run into weird shit at Wendy's.
No.
We did
The
accidentally
Wendy's
ran
drive-thru's
into.
a portal.
We did think we ran into Bono at In-N-Out once.
Remember what I did?
Yeah, you asked for a picture.
It was okay. First of all, I thought it was Bono for sure, and
She was trying to fuck this fake Bono.
It was the Bono impersonator at In-N-Out really got me. I go, Kim, sit down. Bono's coming.
She's yelling at
How
me to
close
behave.
was it? Like 8 out
It
of
was
10?
close.
Really?
We had a picture.
I
with it.
hope not.
Have you ever seen Chinese Elon Musk?
No, but I want
It's
to.
amazing. It's amazing. It's like this is.
Qilong Musk.
It's like if they really cloned him and they added some sort of dominant Chinese DNA.
Is it a real person?
Look at this.
No,
What's
Jamie, how
What's
did
this?
you do
With
that?
the fake Bono at In-N-Out.
That guy, you thought that guy was Bono?
I was very high.
Oh my god.
Look at Sarah.
Trying to look like him though a little bit. He's trying.
Is
with the
he
earrings.
really?
Sarah has
Glasses
love in
and
her
earrings
eyes
are-
too.
Is he a
trying.
musician as well?
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. If
What
it's
we're
just-
saying
Look
is
at the people behind
embarrassing.
us laughing
Yeah,
at
let's
us.
kill it. Kill it. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them.
You think that's bad?
Yeah,
Fake Bono. That's the tip of the iceberg. ladies.
fake Bono.
Sometimes you get got by a fake
And
Bono.
sometimes you start
and-
telling fake Bono about your projects.
Do not bring up the audio. I'll leave. I'll cut it.
Your projects. Well, what I'm working on now.
Listen, we just did this thing called Stone Science where we get high and we do science experiments. We're high right now.
That is a uniquely LA experience when you talk to someone and then they immediately tell you their projects they're working on.
Yeah.
Well,
That
we
is
wanted Bono
so-
to do a science experiment with us. We weren't bragging. We wanted to bring him on. So we had a genius idea while we were having a wild style fry. What do they call them?
Animal style.
Animal style.
Animal
Not
style.
wild style.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody, though, how many times do you meet somebody and they tell you all the stuff they're doing?
So much
Also-
that I don't even go
It's
there.
just like it's like wasted time before we get to talk.
It'll make you not friendly.
Hi, I have an agent. It's
Yeah.
like, what? We just
Yeah.
met.
People literally
like
say the
CIA.
words, "What are you working on?" to me
Yeah.
every week, and I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Because they're all obsessed.
I'm
Everyone's
like,
But
obsessed.
imagine.
It's like I don't want to go through the things I'm working, a checklist of the things I'm working on with you.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to say.
It is, and I'm embarrassed. I brought it up to fake Bono. Actually,
Yeah, well, you didn't know what to do. You panicked.
I panicked, and let me tell you.
Did you know he was fake Bono at that point?
No,
we
You
were
thought it was
high
real
off our
Bono.
minds.
I thought
You're
that
right.
was real Bono.
Wait a minute. After talking to him, well,
Is that real Bono? It kind of
That's
looks like
real Bono.
that looked
That's
like
real
fake
Bono.
Bono.
Yeah,
Can
he
we bring
looks
up a
better.
side to
Fake Bono
side?
looks better.
that's what my mom said.
Imagine.
My mom looks at fake Bono and goes, "Fake
Imagine.
Bono's nose is nicer than real Bono's nose."
This looks like the guy at
That
In
guy,
and Out
yeah,
to
this
me.
guy's way older. Real Bono's way older than that guy.
Yeah, real Bono looks rough.
I was just bringing this up. This is their touring that new Sphere in Vegas.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I
that's
guess
fucking
it's
sick.
almost done.
I
but the
love
shows are gonna
watching
come
their
up later.
shows from the 90s.
Do you know what this Sphere in Vegas? Do you guys know what this is?
No.
They're going to be able to do the whole thing in LEDs. So the entire sphere, the inside of it, there's all these visuals
No.
and maps and everything. It's fucking amazing.
Wow.
I'll be right back.
That's what they're going to be able to do in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. This is like one of the biggest entertainment projects that any company's ever taken on. Like, this is nuts. This thing is really nuts.
So when is it opening?
Later this year, like in the fall. I think they've already announced some of the dates for their show. That's why they're starting to sort of.
I want
show
to
some
go
of the
see
stuff.
you two
What
in
does it
Vegas.
cost to run a
Lights?
fucking show? The lights for the whole building like that, the walls like that has to be insane overhead. Insane. Just to turn everything on.
Yeah, if I leave the lights on for 2 days, it's insane. So I can't even imagine at the Sphere.
They said they're going to have up to 4 shows a day, too.
And how good is the software?
Oh,
What if
Oh my God.
What if it's like fucking Windows 98? What if it starts crashing and shit? What if it overheats?
Yeah, it's like on the
Look at
outside.
it.
The outside's also LEDs.
Isn't that amazing?
No, that's so cool. Wait, so
The outside is LEDs. That is amazing.
4 shows a night?
Look at it's
A
gonna
day,
look
a
like
day, all day.
look at it's gonna look like the fucking Earth.
Wow.
I think this is definitely rendering, but they should be able to make it look like that.
Oh my god! If they can make it look like the Earth, I'm gonna move to Vegas.
I
I
want
just
to
want
go
to
to
stare
this.
at it.
Yeah, same. Same. I want to have the experience.
Yeah, that's wild.
Did you watch that Elvis movie?
I did.
That was sad. It made me sad. It made me feel bad for Elvis.
Yeah. Well, it was sad.
They're
The
like
sto-
shooting
the
him up
real
with drugs so he could keep
Yeah.
going.
The real Elvis was sad in a lot of ways, but it's also he was traveling down a road where there was no map.
That's true.
There was no people that were that famous back then.
No.
There was him, and then there was the Beatles, and there was a few before the Buddy Hollies, and there's some people that got pretty famous, but
Yeah.
they didn't get that famous. That was crazy famous, weirdly famous.
Weirdly famous.
Yeah, he got to that when he did that comeback special, and he's on stage, and there's the intimate audience with people, and people got to see the real Elvis, and then America fell in love with him again. Mm-hmm. Like that guy, that guy was living a very strange in a very strange frequency that very few human beings ever get to exist in.
Yeah.
And no one had done it before.
Yeah, and when he first came out, people were like, "This man's gyrating. This is XXX stuff," and it's so funny.
Well, you got to realize that television didn't even get invented until what was it, 1930? What was it? What was the
50?
first
Something?
television?
That
We're gonna
sounds
find
right, but everyone didn't have them at home
Yeah.
at first.
What was the first one that they invented?
First commercial.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have them for a long ass time.
41.
1941.
Well, that
okay.
was the first commercial television. Oh, that's not correct.
The
No,
first
no.
commercial television,
That's
you
the
could buy.
That's the first television commercial that was aired on
Oh,
TV.
television commercial. Oh, they figured out how to make money. At the beginning, they were just broadcasting shit. We're gonna do a play with puppets. They could do anything back then. No one knew what was good or bad. It was all new.
Like
People would
radio
watch
shows.
some of the dumbest things just because they were just like, I can't believe there's moving things in front of me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
People watch some really dumb stuff, and then they figured out that it looked kind of dumb, and then they started getting better at that. But all that stuff is so recent. So if they did that in the 1930s and 40s, like the first TVs from 41, by the time that was it.
It was in the 30s. It sounded like I'm looking at there. It's telling me that on the Wikipedia they had stuff going back into the 1800s. I'm like, well, what
Right, when
the fuck are you talking?
You mean
when did it
commercials in
actually
general?
affect- No, I mean
just TV,
television.
boxes that
So-
cathode ray tubes and shit.
The thing that happened with Elvis is this is the first guy ever that
You're wearing
is
Elvis.
yeah, dude,
But
just
I didn't
by
even
accident.
notice it until right now. That's
Roots
so
of
weird.
fight. Get it before they sell out. But that thing about Elvis is that there was no media before him, right? So when you're dealing with 10 years before that, 20 years before that, you don't have it. There's no TV. There's no Ed Sullivan show. There's no nothing. So now all of a sudden there is. And now all of a sudden this guy is on TV singing these songs. And he's got this fucking perfect hair and he's wiggling his hips. And everybody goes fucking crazy.
And
Because
he's
this
moving
is
his
so
hips.
new.
Yes.
They're like,
this is
this
so
isn't-
new.
Yeah.
They're like,
so
this
new.
is sexual.
Yeah.
It's so new to everybody except black people because he's
Yes.
hanging out with them. That's where he learned everything.
Yeah.
That was part of the problem too.
He was like, that's my cousin's dance. Hey, my cousin taught him that.
Yeah. He didn't know what to do. And the pills probably helped him alleviate his anxiety, and they probably kept feeding him the pills because he'll keep performing if you keep feeding him the pills.
Yeah.
And he's caught. And then when people, how would they even clean someone up back then? How do you clean up Elvis? You gotta tell him you gotta clean up. What are you gonna do?
Well, remember they couldn't because he had that residency and his manager didn't want him to stop performing either.
Mm-hmm.
So that guy was working against him too, which I did not like.
Well, that's
Well, that guy was a gambling junkie, right? The
yeah,
colonel?
yeah, that was ugh.
I don't know how much of the story is embellished in the movie, but The story they tell in the movie is like, wow.
Whoa. And I can't even look at Tom Hanks the same way ever since he played.
He's
I was
amazing.
Like, yeah, he played
He's amazing at being that creepy old dude.
He killed
Tom
it.
Hanks is one of those actors that can be anybody.
Yeah, there's a few of those guys out there and gals. When you watch that movie, though, you got to think like Michael Jackson is kind of a similar story, but even weirder because Michael Jackson cracks when he's like 6 or 7. Like, how old was he when they were singing ABC? How old was that?
Young.
The
He
Jackson
was a baby.
5?
Yeah.
He was under 10, right?
Definitely.
I don't know. See, pull that up. Pull the Jackson 5 ABC.
1970. Let me see.
1970. Okay. So Elvis had already existed, right? And you already have big bands. There's plenty of Led Zeppelin. There's a lot of like very, 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 very famous people. But then there's Michael Jackson.
This may be so ignorant, but it's so wild to me that Elvis
12.
and Led Zeppelin are in the same
Ladies and gentlemen, would you agree? The
conversation.
Called ABC.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, would you agree? The Jackson
He's
5.
so little.
he's a baby.
You say he's 11 or 12?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I mean,
He's
come
so
on.
cute.
Look at him.
Their dad's in the background, like holding a belt. He finished the song.
You got to realize those are all. Keep it going, bro. You got to realize. Are we getting in trouble?
I don't know.
Is it going to be copyrighted? One of those things?
I felt like that was
Okay.
That's enough.
But
When that young man was singing in front of his older brothers, do you know how crazy that is? You got
Yeah.
all these older competitive brothers that have been in show business their whole life. And all of a sudden, this young motherfucker is kissed by God and has this thing where he can just fucking dance and sing, and it's so compelling.
could you imagine being in a family band?
And being the star. It probably made him feel a little weird.
It had to be weird. I mean, it had to be weird if you're like a regular person and you got a person like your brother or your sister, and they can do the same thing that everybody else in the whole family's doing, but they just do it better than everybody.
Yeah.
Like, how? Where's that coming from?
It's crazy.
He's so little.
Come on, it's adorable.
It is really cute.
Look, he's got gold rings
Incredible.
on. Look at him dancing. It was
Wow.
amazing. He was an amazing talent. And then he became like Elvis, like too unmanageable fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the videos of whenever people jump on stage with him, and then he just like lets it happen.
Michael Jackson
Yeah,
does?
the Chinese dude that jumps on stage and he holds him and it lifts them up into the air together. It's
That
like they
might
always
have
have.
been a setup. I don't think the security is gonna allow some guy to just
I
grab
know.
Michael Jackson
It seems
and carry
like
him
people
off.
slip
I
through.
don't know. This is crazy.
Is this real?
He's
You
on
think
a
it's
crane,
real?
So I don't know how he would get up there.
The fan
I think
got
they
up there
lowers the
with
crane
him?
for a minute and the fan jumps on. Yeah, this guy.
Maybe it's in China or something.
And it
Or
goes
in
back
Japan.
up. And
Is
he
it
holds 'em.
Japanese?
Look at that man. He's having the
Oh my
time
God.
of his life.
Where is this taking place?
Can't tell. Let me see if it says down here.
Michael's holding on to him tight.
Seoul.
Oh, it's in Korea, so he's Korean.
Korean, yes.
Look at that. So this is just a fan?
I think. I mean, it looks like.
probably
It
Great.
looks like they're in a relationship.
Who knows what happened after?
He's probably in a basement right now working for Samsung. Chained to the wall.
No.
No.
What did you do?
Look how happy he is.
He's super happy.
This is the best moment of his life. The security who's about to get fired. They knew they fucked up.
So look, they just grab the guy and maul him now. Well, wait, why?
I know. They obviously
guy,
have
obviously,
because they know they're in
he's
trouble
insane.
and they have to double down.
The
on it.
guy's, that's real. That seems real as fuck. He handled it. Probably sung the whole time.
I wish you
Another
weren't on
one.
here with me.
Didn't miss a note.
Yeah.
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 But that guy, he got into that weird stratosphere. He got like, I don't want to repeat Tony Hinchcliffe's joke, but he got so good that people didn't care about the allegations against him. That's how good, like, people still listen to his music. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that have like the R. Kelly's off the playlist.
They let him go.
You know?
Dude, Woody Allen.
Yeah. Here's another
People
one.
are just like, it's cool, and I'm like,
They did his movies.
the movies won. Isn't that crazy? The art was so good.
Mm-hmm.
When the movies are good, sweetie. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's a very specific.
Annie Hall.
Oh my God, he had some amazing movies.
Yeah.
He had some great movies. It's just it's a wild boy.
Not a wild boy. Oh yeah.
I don't know what to say. About that.
Do you have a lighter?
I do.
Can I see it?
Fuck, dude. Shit gets crazy.
Shit does get crazy. What a terrible segue that is, though. That's like if you're on stage and you try out a new joke.
Anyway,
shit gets
I
crazy.
can bring you back to this. I had that.
Oh, Chimp Empire.
It's because no matter what you say about Michael Jackson, it always ends with, well,
Well, it's
the
just
music
sad.
was good.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's a fucking terrible, sad story of
Yeah.
your life. But the impact that he had on so many fucking people.
But
Pretty
this, the
wild.
camera work.
This is what I don't understand. How did they do this?
wait, I want to see
How am I
this.
seeing this?
Yeah.
It's so clear.
That's what's crazy. I don't know
Those are
where
humans.
they were. I don't know how they captured it, but they captured everything. It's incredible.
This looks-
It's so good. This documentary is so good. It's a series. I don't know how many episodes. I'm 4 in, I think.
I'm watching this
It's-
tonight.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so compelling.
So, do they seem like little humans?
It came out on your birthday, Shank.
I know.
Well, there's certainly, we share a common ancestor, and you could see that in a lot of their behavior, but they're fascinating. Just as, forget about whether or not they're like us. Just they are absolutely fascinating. Their social hierarchies, they wage war on each other, they control resources, they control where, like certain bands of them are not allowed to grow into this area because it's their fruit. And
Are all those parts of them also like us, or does it?
yes,
Yeah, it's
a
all-
lot
it's
like
all
us.
like
Yeah,
a
when I-
lot like us.
My psychiatrist
making of
references
through the-
monkeys all the time in primates.
So these guys were out there just hanging out with them until the chimps got comfortable with them? Is that what they did?
Yeah, they're walking through there with all sorts of cameras and drones. And
That is so crazy. They might have
Have you
stopped that
seen-
meal because they ate a lot of monkeys. That's one thing about this documentary.
What?
Yeah, they eat monkeys.
What?
They love to eat monkeys. They catch them all the
This
time.
is like the chows.
In like 3 episodes, they'd killed at least 2 or 3 monkeys.
No way.
Oh yeah, they kill monkeys every time
Chimps
they
kill
can.
monkeys?
That would be
All the
traumatic to
time.
watch.
This is just wild that these people are out there with these chimps.
They had a
And the
video of a
chimps got so
cameraman
comfortable.
getting dragged by a gorilla into the
Yes.
woods.
It wasn't even a cameraman, I don't think, right?
It wasn't?
Was it?
I don't know what.
It was something like that, though.
This
yeah.
is some
Looked
Jane
like a
Goodall
film crew.
shit.
Yeah, like a film crew.
Yeah, I want to watch this for sure.
This is wild.
It's incredible.
Smoke a blunt and watch some
The
chimps.
footage they got
Look at them.
is the most insane footage I've ever seen anybody capture of wildlife. The fact that these chimpanzees got so comfortable with them and watched as they waged war on each other. These guys like moved around with them, and they let them move around with them. They didn't see him as a threat. They didn't see him as their friend, and they did all their normal chimpanzee shit.
This is like that movie they did with those animals. What was it with they put all the different species of animals together? And
Noah's Ark.
Tippy Hendren was in it.
What movie are you talking about?
Tippy Hendren was in it, and they put a bunch of the staff died, and
Lion
it's the
movie.
reason.
Oh, that
Tippy-
lion movie.
Roar.
That's right.
Tippy
we
Hedren.
were gonna have a fight companion to Roar.
Roar. The
Yeah.
first time I saw that, I was on mushrooms.
Oh my god, it's supposed to be the dumbest movie ever.
It is. It's crazy.
And they used real cats.
And she had them in her
yes.
house, Tippy Hedren. You can find videos in like the 60s of her with the cat.
This is crazy.
These people are out of their fucking minds.
Oh, hell no.
Absolutely
Out of their fucking minds.
not.
Yeah, we're just sleeping nice and comfortable while our cats, who never get to kill anything but desperately want to, don't kill us.
How did the cats? No, this was the craziest movie to watch.
This is so dumb that they did this movie with real cats and they got out there and brawled with real cats.
Well, the
no animals were harmed in the making of this film. 70 members of the cast and crew were.
I think hundreds of animals died. By the way,
70 people got bit by big cats.
oh my god,
How many people died?
I think a couple died.
had to have.
There's like
A couple and a lot of animals.
Yeah, if no one died, the story sucks.
No, people died. People died, and she says that she thinks she lost her hearing because of it. Bad karma.
Bad karma.
Yeah.
Because people died.
Yeah, my friend. Yeah,
She had hearing loss because of karma.
That's
what Tippy said.
Maybe you just.
I gotta tell you, that's a thing a woman named Tippy would say.
Yeah. All right.
I want to. There's these photos of Tippy's house, and inside she has like the lions just at home, like in her mid-century modern living room. It's crazy,
dude. What are you doing? What the fuck
How
are you
do you
doing?
even live comfortably?
I don't think you really do.
I think you like the fear. There's something about those kind of people that they like knowing that the animals listen to them, even though they don't have to.
I guess, but it's just like it's a gamble that you can only lose once. Like you can have a dog, and the dog can growl at you, maybe even bite you, but it's not probably gonna kill you.
right?
Most likely, your dog's not gonna kill you unless you're a real piece of shit. You know, you
Right.
beat your dog constantly or something, and you're
Right.
like some crazy, beast of a dog.
Right.
But most of the time, they're just gonna bite you.
I
Right.
don't think anybody died.
Nobody.
No?
died.
There's a lot of crazy. Somebody got scalped.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
That's-
sorry.
I've-
Scalp seems worse than death. Right?
Well, maybe they sewed it back on. They could probably sew it back on.
I assumed when I heard scalped that it was dead because
Ooh, yeah, that's
seems like you're gone.
220 sutures. Wow. That's just probably like a scratch from a claw. Probably like, get the fuck out of my face, bitch, with that camera.
He went back to work.
Oh my God, he went back to work.
If I got scalped, I would not be going back to work.
Do you think they're addicted to being around those things? They're just addicted to the fear and the
They
energy?
like
Yeah.
that feeling.
The adrenaline.
The
I think.
adrenaline.
Do you think
yeah.
you could understand that? Like, do you think you would feel the same way if you were in control of some cat? Like, that's what when I was watching. Remember Tiger King? Tiger King. When I was watching Tiger King, I was like, maybe that's fun. Maybe it's fun to have a bunch of big giant ass cats
No.
listen to you.
I don't feel that. I feel that when I see prison shows, though. I'm like, running in a prison gang seems fun.
So look at this. Most members of the crew were injured. Most.
No.
Including DeBont, who was scalped by Cherries. I guess that's the cat's name. While he was filming
Cherries.
under
Not scalped by cherries.
was filmed under a tarpaulin, a tarp, I guess. He received 220 sutures, but resumed his duties after recovering. Togar, one of the lead lions, bit assistant director Darren Copper in the throat and jaw and tried to pull off one of his ears after Copper unintentionally cued an attack.
Feels like we're reading one of Mike Tyson's fights.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Copper also received injuries to his scalp, chest, and thigh, and he was admitted to Palmdale General Hospital where he had to undergo 4.5 hours of surgery. Although the attack was reported as nearly fatal, a nurse told Santa Cruz Sentinel reporter that Copper's injuries were acute, sudden, and traumatic, but that he was conscious and in fair condition after the surgery. Holy shit.
20 people quit after that day.
Yeah. After witnessing the attacks, 20 crew members left the set. I want to know who didn't leave.
Yeah.
Who's like, this fucking job rules. Are you kidding me, man? So I got bit.
They said the
I'm
turnover
watching
rate-
bitches getting scalped. They let you drink. Bro, they get benefits.
Dude,
I get time and a half now that everyone's dead.
that was a young Tiger King. Wow.
Dude, when I was watching Tiger King, I remember thinking, these people are crazy. And I'm watching it, and I'm wearing, at the time, like a cheetah robe, cheetah pants.
Yeah.
I love a wild cat print.
I think that's slightly different than the experience of being around them, but I see where you're going with that. There's like a distant call
like-
from the past.
I feel like I have a little bit of the mental illness, if you know what I mean. Like, I like the prints.
It wasn't about the tigers.
For me, it was about the clothes.
If you were a woman and you lived like 1,000 years ago and you were wearing some tiger skins, you were a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Somebody gave you some tiger skins.
Someone hunted
Someone had
that
to go out
tiger
and
for you.
Fuck up a tiger for
That's
you.
true.
Make you a coat.
That's how you
You
show
know, you
off.
have
You got
that
that
good
thing.
pussy. I got that good pussy. You saw my.
You got tiger skin pussy.
Flossing on bitches with a tiger robe.
You walk by some girls just wearing goat.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, yikes.
You're poor.
One session involved a leopard licking Hedron's face, which had been coated in honey. Hedron considered to be one of the most dangerous scenes she agreed to film, as though handlers were 8 feet, 2.4 meters away. They would not have been able to stop the cat from biting her. Oh my God. And the scenes where some of the big cats are shot and killed by hunters, the effect was achieved by filming the animals when they were tranquilized for their annual blood draw. Oh, so they fuck with these cats, and occasionally they shoot them and tranquilize them to draw blood from them.
Dude.
So they're always on high alert because every year they get tranked. Every year they get tranked.
Not the paranoid lions on set.
Dude.
Don't trank me.
Yo, when I was in Thailand, let me tell you something about Thailand.
Oh, yeah, tell us.
They had these tiger sanctuaries. And there's different kinds of tigers, okay? There's the baby tigers that they actually let you be around, the little baby ones.
Okay.
So cute.
And then there's the slightly older tigers where they let you be around, and there's a bunch of people around them. And everyone's just kind of like keeping a track of this little motherfucker. Don't get crazy. And then there's tigers that are drugged. When they get after a certain age, the big ones, they're just drugged. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're sitting there like this.
No
and you're like,
way.
oh no. And then people go in and take pictures with the drugged cats.
That's sad.
It's like, I get you want a selfie, but this ain't the way to do it.
No,
Like,
that's
this
really
is-
bad.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
That is a bummer.
That was a bummer.
Only thing more depressing is the fact that Kim's keeping those plants inside her apartment instead of outside where they belong.
Not
Set
my,
them
not my,
free.
not my prisoner
Let them
monsteras.
free. Let them free.
I'm gonna get canceled for a monstera.
Free the plants.
If the whole world becomes a city, what do we do with tigers?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, if the whole world becomes a city, do they just only exist in zoos?
That is sad thought.
Can you imagine how crazy that would be?
I think we.
If overpopulation really does hit some insane tipping point with technology where we can just expand, we can make food out of thin air, and everybody's happy.
3D print a hamburger.
Everybody just
Everyone's
keeps
having some-
fucking and keeps shitting out kids, and we just spread them all over the country, all over the world, every
Shitting
patch
out
of land,
kids.
every patch of land, everywhere.
They're just sneezing out
More
babies.
kids in Missouri.
Yeah.
More kids in Orlando.
We realized that once we're connected to the global hive mind, that the more people they are, the smarter we get. So if we could just get more people, the more people we get, we could achieve God status. But we have to have like an extra 100 billion people.
But this is my question. Isn't the sperm getting less potent?
Is that what you say? Are you a connoisseur? Are you a sommelier of sea
Sperm
veins?
sommelier. I'll let you know.
It's like a lot less tangy.
A lot less dense
my
these
day.
days.
Sperm's changed, you know.
Tastes
Yeah.
a lot less potent these
I used
days.
to date a lot of guys who were into kimchi. And let me tell you, those days of fermentation.
I don't know why the sperm tastes like skim milk now.
Skim milk. Yeah.
It's giving skim milk.
Yeah, it's not a good time for morale.
It's a bad time for sperm.
A lot of guys need to join the CrossFit gym. Okay,
Pineapple juice.
we need to get going. Yeah. Yeah, the supposedly sperm's dropping.
Yeah, so I
But
mean,
that's supposedly,
Why?
at least by Dr. Shanna Swan. She wrote a book about it
Evolution.
called Countdown. And it's about plastics, microplastics.
yes, BPA is taking away the sperm, okay?
Not just that, it's like fucking with people's reproductive systems.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's,
They say there's some real evidence that point to that's what happens with mammals. You know, it's interesting that the taint gets smaller. That's how they find out that there's some sort of feminizing going on, is that in mammals, that's one of the best
No.
ways to tell. Like when you're looking at a gerbil, it's what is that? Is that a vagina?
gerbil's taint?
Is that a vagina or a penis? It's so small. Well, the size of the taint, because the male taint is 50 to 100% larger than the female's taint. The gap is wider.
you guys have a lot of land over there.
a lot of useless land.
Yeah, a
like
lot
America.
of free
It's
space.
basically like a guy's dick in his asshole is like America.
Wow.
It's a lot of stuff that you could do a lot of things with. You're like, what's this overpopulation when you fly over the
They're
Grand
like,
Canyon?
yeah, but it's a location problem.
Just fucking move everybody here. This is a lot of space. It's not a space issue. You bitches need to make new cities. Yeah. But anyway, it shrinks. The introduction of these things called phthalates, they somehow or another fuck with the reproductive systems of mammals. And one of the things that happens is that their taints become smaller.
The BPA is taking the taint.
Their penises become smaller, testicles, sperm's count drops.
Let me tell you, I've had some
I have
guys
a
with
problem.
some BPA issues.
Yeah, but it's also with women. There's more miscarriages.
Whoa.
Yeah, with women, it seems like it's harder, like statistically, since the introduction of these things.
It just got
It's
real
like
when you
if
said
go back-
miscarriage.
Yeah, because if you go back to when they first started having these petrochemical products, and people started like having plastic in their world most of the time, there's a correlating, not necessarily causing, but there's a correlating drop in sperm count that goes like this. You know, it's also like culture. It's also hard times make hard men. These are fucking soft times. They make soft men. Soft men make hard times. And that we're like in that spot.
Whoa.
We're in that spot.
I'm sick of these soft men making these hard times,
yeah,
Joe.
yeah, please. Can we
Well-
switch it and reverse it for a
Hard
little?
men, soft times.
The problem is
Yeah.
there's hard men in other parts of the world. That's part of the problem. And they see like some of the nonsense that goes on in this country, and they're like, these people are ripe for the picking. let's invent TikTok and captivate the younger audience.
But like
shit.
TikTok in China, like the youth is getting smarter. Their TikTok algorithms are better, and
Well,
ours are just dancing.
Yeah, they're celebrating like science achievements and martial arts.
They
and
have a different
athletics.
And I'm
algorithm.
like, here's my daily routine.
I think kids are not
Stretch.
allowed to use it at night too. I think it shuts off from like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for kids.
They try to add a STEM channel to TikTok now to like make it seem like anyone's going over there. It's like
Listen, you know what you did.
you're gonna have
You know
to
what you
take
did.
you're gonna have to take away the funny video first
Yeah.
because I'm not choosing between the
I
two.
am fascinated by people's quest for attention. That they'll find all sorts of different ways to like read naughty books with their glasses on and like with their boobs hanging out. It's like it's so like everybody's got their hook. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like I'm the hot fisherwoman, and I'm the this and that, and I'm the guy who lives on the farm, and I'll tell you what it's like.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's got this like hook.
The ASMR thing, people whispering
Yeah.
into the.
Love that. You know what I love? I love watching people fix things. Like take an old lighter and like refurbish it and bring it back to life and like clean it all off and shit. I don't know why. It's so satisfying.
Satisfying.
Old watches. I take an old
Yeah.
watch out and clean
It's
it
so
all.
funny.
and-
I have the woman version of that where I like I have clean TikTok where I watch women clean things. I
You
swear to
watch
God.
men clean
I have the
too.
complete opposite.
You like watching them clean
yeah,
stuff?
they'll like
Oh,
deep
that's
clean stuff, and
hilarious.
it's viral. Like a lot of people watch, but it's like satisfying.
Wow,
The way
that's
that you liked
hilarious.
building something, I liked watching cleaning.
I like watching
hilarious.
zit popping videos.
Everybody does.
Not me.
Not you?
Nope.
I love
Dr.
to
Pimple
see-
Popper?
Oh, the best.
She's the
Ew.
goat.
She's the goat.
She's the one who like recognized that there was a
Yes.
market for this.
Yes, and when
She
I
did,
watch
but
it,
it's
it makes
gross.
me like salivate. I'm like, yes, get rid of it all.
Tom Segura has a real problem with some of them, and you know because of fucking doing your mom's house live, which if you guys have never done, you'll be so horrified at the videos that they dig up. So every time I find a nasty zit, just some horrible one that she's got where it's just brown custard coming out in quartz coming out of some guy's back.
I love
Send it to
watching it.
Tom.
It's satisfying
It is
to know the
satisfying.
germs are leaving the bod.
It's weird though. It's like how'd you let it stay in there that long?
That's
Why is
that's
why
what
you got
I
a
don't.
horn
want.
growing out of your shoulder.
I start imagining it popping by accident in the wrong place, and then my imagination gets fucked. It's like now, how many pimple popped things are there in the world?
It's weird when they pull ones out and it leaves a crater. Like you had like a knot in there.
A
You ever seen those? Like
crater.
those giant blackheads they pull
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
She pulls them out. I want to see it, but then I don't want to see it. Because now I'm left with a question. After the next TikTok rolls around, it's like, what about, what happened to the hole? Did you guys fill up the hole? What'd you
I
do?
hate it.
No.
Put a Band-Aid over it? Does he just have a hole in his back now?
Well, if it's a woman, you just put a little makeup to fill the crater. And sometimes you could see a crater.
A little spackle?
Yeah, a little
No.
spackle when the makeup wears off, and nothing worse than a spackled zit.
If they come up with like real gene editing that allows people to be whatever the fuck they want to be.
I want a blue-eyed baby like
Do you
that.
know? No, like you now. Like, what if
Oh.
they get to the point where we can change genes on the fly? I don't even know if this is physically possible. I know they can edit embryos
Oh.
and they can do things like these Chinese doctors supposedly got in trouble because they did something to prevent HIV and it turned out to make the kids smarter. And it was actually like what they were doing was like this kind of experimental thing to.
No.
Yeah, and like I don't know, we've talked about this, and I still can't remember how they got to the how do you know babies are smarter?
That's what I was
Can
about
I-
thinking. Like, how
Yeah.
you have to wait a solid 15 years on that one.
How many years?
At least 15.
What about Michael Jackson? He was 12. I'd be like, there's something
Well,
going
you
on
gotta
there.
test, to be, I was just getting to a testable age. I don't know.
Well, what
There
about
was-
Michio Kaku with his fucking particle collider in his garage? He was in high school.
How would you know that they weren't going to be smart anyway?
Yeah.
That the CRISPR did it. That's kind of like what I was thinking.
In
Right.
my hometown, there was a kid that got cancer, and they did something where they put like dead HIV cells in her body, and then she got better.
Whoa.
And then I read like one thing about it, and I never heard anything again.
I know they're doing something like that with cancer. They're doing something like that with, I think it's the herpes virus. There's something with melanoma and the herpes virus where they're using. See, I'm going to butcher this. We have to read this. I don't want to go any further.
Everyone's going to go try and get herpes now.
This is one of those
Everyone's
things that a friend told me they did the therapy on him. And he didn't go into details about it, but he said it saved his life. And so I said, really? And so I promised him that I would look into it. And so that's what I'm doing right now through Jamie.
That's also a funny way to get your friend not to make fun of your herpes.
Bro, I got it because I have cancer. I'm trying to cure my cancer. I wasn't being a hoe.
He's like, actually, you're being rude to cancer.
Isn't it crazy how many fucking diseases have killed people that came from having sex? If you really stop and think about it. Syphilis killed everybody. Everybody died of syphilis.
Yeah. All the best things kill you.
They're getting holes in their face.
Yeah. I want to be killed by sugar. I want to eat sugar.
Didn't Al Capone? He died of syphilis too.
Syphilis killing. Yeah. There's billboards I see for like super STDs now, and they get more powerful. There was a billboard recently. It was an iceberg, and then it had the tip underneath, and it said super gonorrhea.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's out there.
Medication resistant gonorrhea.
Yeah, it's getting stronger.
Who's to blame?
I'm not. You can't get me.
Oncolytic virus treatment has become a new trend in the cancer field, in which oncolytic herpes simplex virus type 1 is a therapy. Okay, so yeah, they are actually using it as a therapy.
I have to find where it said that on this.
Melanoma. Yeah, that's what this gentleman was telling me.
Wow. My dad swears that shark fin oil cured my asthma.
Maybe Dad just hates sharks. He's trying to come up with an excuse.
No, my dad's a fisherman, and I had really bad asthma as a kid. And this old Spanish woman told him to try shark fin oil, and he did. And I never was hospitalized again. I never had to use an inhaler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think is in shark fin that does that?
But I've looked up shark fin.
It's not coincidental?
No, there's something in shark fin oil that's good for your lungs.
It pops up on Google as like a holistic way to fix it, but I don't know what the...
And my dad said when I was a kid, like I was in the hospital for like...
University of Rochester?
A couple
Go
months.
below that. University of Rochester, evidence points to fish oil to fight asthma.
Yeah.
Interesting. Omega-3 fatty acids. That makes sense.
He said a little old woman in Puerto Rico told him that.
Wow.
And she was asking about me, and I was in the hospital for it.
So it's probably, should you eat fish oil in asthma times of India? Omega-3 fatty acid or fish oil helps in reduction of excess immunoglobulin antibodies that cause inflammation of the airwaves, leading to an asthma attack.
That's why I want a shark tattoo.
So it's omega-3s. So that's fish oil. You could probably get that from all kinds of oil. That's great.
He didn't have to kill a shark.
No, but they probably realize that sharks are cunts. You know, they'll fucking bite you when you're surfing. You know?
So why not? For the
People
oil.
love sharks now. It's like one of them weird things where Jaws had everybody hating sharks. Like, fucking kill them all. But now everyone's like, don't kill the sharks. What about the fins?
It's their ocean. It's their home, not yours.
Yeah, that's nutty talk. We own this bitch.
Yeah.
This is ours. Okay,
like,
if you want to go back to living in a cave and fighting off bears,
I'm like, guess who can live in both?
Go right ahead.
It's my ocean and my land.
Yeah, shut your mouth. We'll go in there with submarines and nuke everything.
Did the shark build a tank on wheels and come into fucking LA?
Yeah,
no.
They didn't figure it out quick enough. They should have been on the ball.
We win.
Yeah, sorry. I see what you guys do to dolphins, you cunts.
Yeah.
Sharks are monsters. They do that to everybody. Everybody they can bite. Seals, whales.
It would be cool if sharks could fly.
No, it would not. It would be fucking terrifying.
Okay, bad idea. Bad idea.
Sharknado, right?
That's what happens in that movie?
Sharks landed and bit people. It was one of them preposterous movies. Satellites.
I gotta
all
tell
the
you,
people that
though,
put telescopes into orbit.
If you grew up with liars, it's not that crazy. If you grew up with people that lie to you all the time, it's not that crazy to believe that other people lie to you as well.
No one would want the world to be flat more than me. I think it would be hilarious.
I feel like
I think it'd be hilarious if this whole thing was God playing a joke on us. Like, yeah, you figured out space, did you? Oh, did you figure out space? Congratulations. What, you sent a telescope up into my fake sky that I created?
Yeah.
To fool
He's like,
you?
I changed the scope in the sky.
You dummy. I showed you what I wanted you to see. Mm-hmm. That's why you're seeing UFOs. That's technological Jesus.
Technological
That's
Jesus.
what it is for me.
Jesus?
It's tech Jesus. I'm hoping for tech Jesus to rescue us.
His
from the
comes in with
brink of demise.
house music.
Yeah.
Not Jesus coming in with house music to pick us up.
It's such a fucking silly time for human beings. Such a silly time for no reason.
I feel like there's always spurts of a lot of UFO sightings at once. Like they come out of my mom and my stepdad swear they had a UFO experience in Costa Rica where they were recording, and they said that their camcorder shut off, and they said all the sounds around them. They were walking to a waterfall. They said everything stopped. Like the birds stopped, the music stopped. They said the water stopped. It went dead silent, and the camera stopped. And they had the footage of the camera stopping, and then everything came back on like 5 seconds later. Nothing. They saw nothing. Anything. They said my mom thought something was medically wrong with her. She was like, I thought something was happening to my hearing, and then I looked over, and she was like, your stepdad like was pale, because like everything just went like dead, and then came back like 10 seconds later, and then they can hear the kids and like the people and the tourists.
I would not like it if my life experience just got muted in real time.
Yeah.
And then came back.
You guys should watch this movie, Moment of Contact.
What is it?
It's a movie about a crash in Brazil.
I'm scared.
In 1996.
Okay.
In Varginha, Brazil.
Okay.
And by the guy, James Fox, who made The Phenomenon, which is another amazing movie on UFOs. But this movie that he made about Varginha, Brazil, the crash is like very heavily documented. There's documentation of U.S. Air Force flying in and supposedly picking something up that they think was wreckage or something like that, and flying out with it. There's one of the soldiers apparently had picked up one of the organisms that was there, and they carried it in their car and drove it to like some hospital and to another hospital. They have documentation of them taking this thing in. They have the people that did the autopsy on the soldier who died of some insane infection that they had never seen ever before. He died of some insane bacteria. He's like a young guy. He was dead very quickly.
You should have been wearing glasses.
Goggles.
Not a goggle callback.
But if you're into
Bubble boy.
UFOs, this is one of the best ones I've ever seen. It's really interesting.
That sounds
because the whole town is convinced that this happened. There's so many people that have witnessed experience that they say it's like the whole town revolves around this. Like there's a lore to it that revolves around this one time where this UFO crashed.
It's so crazy.
It's fucking wild because when you see these people and you see the people that like when it happened. Like when they put a camera on it and they brought this guy back to the crash site and the guy starts crying. He's like weeping, talking about where it was and like what it was like to see this thing. It's fucking crazy.
I get scared. I feel like whenever we watch things about them, I feel like like the plant thing you said, I feel like they know.
Like Zuck.
Oh, they know.
Like
they
Zuck.
know. Yeah, I feel like they're
like
Zuck.
Elon and Zuck.
Yeah.
They're playing us from both
They're
sides.
exactly like Zuck. Like they know. Like
they're the Biden of Trump of the fucking super aliens.
I used to feel like that when I
infiltrate
watched
us.
alien movies. I feel like they can feel us watching them. They like it.
Well, if I was an alien, that's how I would do it. I would infiltrate, and I would take little people, and I'd put alien thoughts into their little minds.
I would like some alien thoughts.
Maybe that's what thoughts are. Maybe thoughts are like a life form. We just don't appreciate them.
Whoa.
Maybe
I've
like
never
ideas.
thought of that.
Think of ideas, right? If everything that we have in front of us, everything,
Yeah.
the table, the mugs, the microscope, the microphones, rather, the phones that you text each other on, all those came from ideas. Somebody had an idea, and then physical reality came out of that idea, and they made a thing. And then more ideas come, and then you make more things. And you say, look at all the things that I've done. Look at all the things that I've done.
Well, it kind of
Maybe
feels like
you're
that
just
with a
giving
joke, too.
birth to- yes.
Yes.
It comes
Yes.
when people are like, where does a
Creativity.
joke come from? And I'm like, I've explained it once or twice, or I'm like, it literally like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mine's always like at 2 a.m, and I'm like, fuck, it's not funny. Go back to bed, bitch.
Jeez.
Yep.
Then I'm like, it's funny. I gotta get up and write this shit down.
If you don't get up and write that shit down, you'll never sleep. You'll be like,
gone.
I'm such a loser.
I know.
I was in the middle of saying something the other day, and someone interrupted me, and it slipped through my fingers. It's been driving me crazy for like 2 days.
That's
Like,
the
what is that?
worst.
I knew there was something there. There's like this spark. I was like, oh, that's how to. And then someone else was asking me questions.
You
I was like,
solved
oh,
the answer to why we were here
No,
for
no,
a
no,
second.
It was just a joke.
And then some dude's like, so how are you liking Austin?
Ah, where's the best pizza?
Is Terry Black's really it?
Yeah. Some dude came up to me the other day. He goes, "What do you do for discipline?
No.
How do you get discipline?"
Dude,
I'm like, you don't get it from this conversation.
My favorite thing to do is when people are like, "How do you think your jokes?" I go like this. And it just stops the whole conversation.
Jesus.
You point to the sky and they don't
Jesus.
ask you another question.
I get them from Jesus.
They're like,
But you
okay,
might.
weirdo.
Imagine if it was real.
No, it might be
You
the
kiss the
answer.
sky?
Yeah.
Well, if you
Thank
do
you,
have
sir.
a muse, if you do think that your creativity comes from a muse, it will work if you just treat it like it's a muse. That's the whole premise of the Stephen Pressfield book, The War of Art.
I haven't read that one.
It's a
I
great
just
book.
started
We got a
reading the
stack
Rick
of 'em.
Rubin one. Oh, I want.
Yeah, we got a stack of them. It's a very small book. It's a real easy read, but it's basically like if you just treat it like there was always the concept of the muse. Concept of the muse that some like deity comes to you and bestows upon you these ideas. Well, Pressfield's argument is that like if you just treat it like it is a muse, if you like really pay respects to it and show up every day and try to communicate with the muse, it will show up.
It
Yeah.
It's
will.
real.
It's actually real. Yeah.
It is real.
It is
Yeah.
real.
But it's what is it? Is it is that a like the idea of a muse? Is that just a scaffolding that we can put up to support our the reality that we know is that hard work and concentration and just immersing yourself in this task will eventually yield results, just like everything else. Like
Yeah.
just getting in shape by like you want to learn how to swim, you have to swim. If you want ideas, you got to sit down and work on ideas.
Yeah, but whatever it is, it already exists. And then when you put yourself in that space, you just open up yourself to like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
receive
get in
it.
flow when you're in
Yeah.
flow
Right.
state. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, what is it? Like when you come up with a good joke, when you have like this idea, when you're in your car and you're like, ah,
It's
and
in the car a lot.
It is a lot, especially if
lot?
you have the radio off.
Yes.
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 Driving in
In the
silence
car,
is huge for me.
In the car, in the shower, in bed. Those are my 3 spots.
This car that I used to love to drive to the Comedy Store, this 1993 Porsche RS America.
so
It has
cool.
no power steering. It has no
No
radio.
brakes.
It has no air. It has awesome brakes. It has no radio. It's not even that fast, but it's just this raw mechanical thing. And when I drive it, there's no music. I just think. And you're heightened. Your senses are heightened because of the sounds. Like,
Because
and
it's
you're
like,
holding on to the steering wheel because there's no
Yeah.
power steering. So you're
no
like,
fuck.
it's almost
You have
like
to work out.
meditative.
yeah,
Because you're tapping into that flow-like state and you're
Yes.
present and
It's
you're
exciting.
yes.
It's exciting. And so I get to the
driving
Comedy Store. I
is
had all these
meditative.
ideas.
You ever get
Driving
somewhere
is
and
definitely,
you ever
yeah.
get somewhere and you're like, I don't even.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know who was behind the wheel.
Especially if you're in a good place. If you
Someone
can just
drove, not
go,
me.
Let's not go fast. Let's just chill. Let's just get
When you're chill
there.
driving.
Normal speed. Accept the time. Don't get in the left lane. Don't get in the left lane, you fucking psycho. Don't you do it. Why you going 90? Why you going 90, Kim?
I'm getting excited.
Where you girls living now?
I live in Hollywood.
Still living in Hollywood? Do you drive a lot?
Yeah.
I live in a canyon.
You live in a canyon?
Yes.
You need something like a Mustang. You need a modern Mustang. You need something fast. Kim Congdon.
No, she
I
doesn't.
think you do.
This bitch does not need a need for
think you
speed.
do.
I want a truck.
Ooh,
Not
Okay.
me. I'll take a Fiat.
Fiat.
But I want a
The
small
You
opposite
get
of a
truck.
run over by her truck.
But I want it to be small.
A Mini
Small.
Cooper.
Small and
Small
red.
truck, like a Tacoma.
Yeah.
You
Tacoma.
want like a pickup truck?
Yeah, and I want like a cute truck.
A cute truck.
A vintage
Okay.
truck.
A vintage
A
truck.
small red
like
Chevy.
An old Bronco.
Like an old red Chevy.
Oh,
something
like
like
an
that.
old Blazer.
Like a 56
Yeah.
Chevy.
Those
Something
are-
I could wear this jumpsuit in.
Those are
You know.
unwieldy.
They what?
They're unwieldy.
What does that mean?
They're very difficult to drive.
Yeah, they're just in movies for when you're teaching a girl to drive like on some back road.
No, but like if you get an
In
old
a country song.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you get an old car like that, it's going to have old car steering, and they're not fun to drive. It's like very
You
sloppy.
want power steering, bitch.
Oh, look how
No,
cute
they'll
that
have
is.
power steering,
Oh,
but they'll.
I don't
It's
know.
like power steering
I like
from
that one.
whatever year that is.
The one to the right in the middle. That one. Yes.
What year
I want
is
something
that?
like that.
It says old. It doesn't even know what year it is. What year do you think that is? Let's Google 1960.
64.
Okay, 64. Let's go 1964 Chevy truck. Let's see what they looked like. Ooh.
That
those
might be
are
it.
fresh.
You might be onto something.
Those are fresh. Look at that thing.
Like, how
Give me a
clean
picture
is
of
that to pull up in that?
Oh, look at that one in the upper
Joe,
left-hand corner.
don't get it. It'll hurt me.
Look at that one in the upper left-hand corner.
I can hear
Look
him.
at that. You
Joe,
need to
get Jim
drive
Morrison.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh, look at that thing.
Look at that thing.
That is so cute.
It is so cute, right?
Like, I want to go to the farmer's market in that
I
bitch.
know. I want to buy flowers and have it sitting in the
yes.
passenger
You be
seat.
that wacky lady who writes jokes.
Sunflowers
Drives around in
with
her-
sunflowers in
Yeah.
her Chevy.
I think Whitney just got a really beautiful truck like that, too. A brown one.
She probably doesn't even remember.
No,
Where'd I park it?
She left it at Avril Lavigne's.
She left it wherever Jim Morrison's Mustang is.
She has the Mustang,
She
by
has
the
it.
way.
She
If you're
probably does.
looking for Jim Morrison's
I have a
Mustang,
surprise for you. She's gonna find
she put it in Whitney's
We'll just-
her dog house. It's her dog bed. He sleeps in it at
We'll
night.
just stick her on this project. She'll figure it out.
She'll find it.
She will.
She'll fucking have her hairs hanging out of the top of her head.
But she'll have the truck.
She'll know where it is.
She'll
I got
know.
it. I fucking
She'll
found
know
it.
where it is.
We need her to find Morrison's Mustang. That's it. Just make her do a documentary on it. She'll fucking find it.
She'll
be
find
pounding
it.
on doors. She'll find that fucking Mustang. Who's got that fucking Mustang?
Who's got the
And
Mustang?
she'll like trace it down. Okay, there's only 2,000 of them. It wasn't that hard. And then she'll, like,
That's exactly what she'd say.
she would just go into like this fucking graph of
She
who
would
who
literally
knew
say
who.
it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, he's dead, so we checked his property. I did that last night in the middle of the night. Fucking, she got fucking night vision on and shit.
Where do you
sneaking
find a
into
Mustang?
barns.
Oh, garage, you idiot. She's like talking to you like
Yeah.
you couldn't find it.
And while I was there on my way there, I did rescue a wolf.
I have a new piglet. I hope it gets along with my pit bulls. Yeah, she's crazy. But that barn find thing's a real thing. They find people like leave these cars in their barns that are vintage, beautiful cars that are worth like shit tons of money.
Let's go barn hunting.
Yeah, there's a thing called barn finds. Like,
Barn diving?
That's what a barn
What?
diving. I don't think
Like dumpster
they don't have
diving?
to dive. No, they find like someone's dad dies, and then they go back to the
I'm
farm
in.
where the dad lives in Ohio, and dad had 3 or 4 like crazy old Mopars sitting in his backyard
But how come these people don't know the value of it?
because they're farmers. They're out there just fucking trying to eke out a living.
But
They don't have
they're-
time to be on the internet, pay attention to all this stupid shit.
It's
But they're
another
on
life.
barn finds.
Also,
That's like seems deep enough to me.
They don't even think about it. They just leave them in there.
Wow.
They're like, yeah,
Especially
that's
if they have a-
granddad's junker.
Especially if they have a farm that's successful.
Yeah, they don't care.
Right? They don't give a fuck about these things. They're just sitting out there. They're kind of cool to look at.
Catch me finding my truck.
You
at
know,
barn
imagine if you
finds.
grew up on that farm, you can go check out those old cars. That's kind of fresh. Ooh, look at that Barracuda. Look at that 1970 Barracuda. Click on that. Ooh.
Wow.
You could fix that one. That one you could fix.
Wow.
Look
See,
at
I
the
want
patina on that
I want a
bitch.
cool car like that.
You know what? You know, a lot of
fucking
people like to do with
sick.
cars like that. See that
What?
car right there? That's beautiful. Just fix it up, but don't change the paint. Leave that. Leave
Oh,
that.
that's
Leave that
kinda
old
cool.
school shit on it. Leave that old school shit.
The
but
stank, yeah.
Put a modern Hemi in that
That one.
motherfucker. Look at that. That's a 1971 convertible. $700,000 at auction. Holy shit. They drive terrible. They drive terrible. The brakes are terrible. Everything. The steering's terrible. But you can fix them. They do stuff to them now. You can make it so you can drive it.
I know absolutely nothing about cars, but I always remember my friend Kelsey Hoshard in 3rd grade would say, "My dad drives an '82 Olds Cutlass with a roll cage."
What does that
She
mean?
would say that all the time, and I was like, "That sounds fucking dope."
That
like I
sounds
don't.
like a psycho.
What is that?
It's pull it up, Jamie. What year is it? 82 Cutlass.
82 Olds Cutlass with a.
So he had a
cage.
roll cage and an 82. Oh, I know.
But her
what
dad
that-
was
that's
cool.
A
He
Grand
would make-
National.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Is that what it is?
What's a roll cage?
Oh my God, they raced them. They look at that thing. That's a
kinda cool.
NASCAR one though, right? That's like a fake car.
From Florida.
Is it that?
This
Is
is-
that cage?
Hour from
That's
Daytona?
That's
Wow.
That's
Look at that thing.
wild.
Dude, you're driving to school in NASCARs.
true. Yeah, he was cool. He would build like recliners that were chairs and like drive them through the town. He was
Wow.
crazy.
Look at that thing.
That's wild.
You know, that's how they found Bob Lazar. Supposedly, that's the Bob Lazar
alien
story.
guy.
Oh,
he
yeah.
put a jet engine on a Honda when he was young, and they were like, "What is this motherfucker doing?"
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's when
A
he,
jet engine.
Everybody
on a
perked
Honda?
up.
Yeah. Well, when they were, he was supposedly working at Los Alamos Labs. It's disputed, but he's on the employee roster. But he knows his way around the building. It seems like he worked there. That's his story. He says he worked there. A lot of people from there say he didn't. But the bottom line was this guy at the time built a fucking car with a rocket engine in the back. He had a jet engine in the back of his car. He was like a propulsions expert.
Wow.
He just does super genius. And this is the guy that supposedly they recruited and took to the middle of the Nevada desert and tried to have him back engineer UFOs. And
Jet tube.
It's a crazy compelling story. Because if the guy's telling the truth, that the government has been in possession
He
of
did
these
your
things.
show, right? He did the
Yeah.
show.
It's
Yeah.
an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad sent
'Cause
me
you-
the clips from it.
Because I'm like, I'm such a sucker that I'm like, come on, I want it to be real so bad.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, why do you want it to be real so bad? Like, why is it so like? And then part of me is like, where's the bullshit? Come on, show me some bullshit.
Yeah. He doesn't waver.
He might be the best bullshitter that's ever bullshitted. You know, but he seems like he's being sincere. So maybe he's crazy and he has this false memory that's impossible to shake.
Do you ever listen to
Get one of
Art
these.
Bell?
What
That's
about
not his car, is it? It
CRX?
looks like it. I mean, it's
Lazar?
being sold as a Bob Lazar
Tribute?
mini thing. I think.
Oh, is that really? Oh,
maybe not.
maybe
Could
I
just
don't
be
know if
someone
he's a
making
part.
show
That
up.
could be like people being silly.
Yeah, okay, could be.
Do you ever listen to Art Bell?
All the time.
Yeah.
One of the fucking greatest joys of my life. I got to be a guest on the Art Bell
You
show
got to
once.
be on the
I
Art Bell
called
show?
Who's Art
in
Bell?
once. Art Bell
This
was
is
the
alien
fucking
news
man.
guy,
He
like
was the man.
radio show.
Oh,
He'd have this
shit.
show late at night. We'd leave the comedy store, and I'd be driving home, and I'd listen to Art Bell, Coast to Coast with
Coast
Art
to
Bell.
Coast.
And a guy would call up, Art, I'm a werewolf. He'd be like, tell me more.
No.
That's
so fun.
It was the best. He had
Yeah.
a time traveler line where you could only call in if you were a time traveler.
He's so cool looking.
Yeah. The Kingdom of Nye.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
wait. I feel
he's-
like I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had Terrence McKenna on. I listened to that
Yes.
episode.
Oh, he had amazing episodes of Terrence McKenna.
Yes.
He was incredible, man.
How long did
was
he go
incredible.
for?
Oh,
How long did-
forever.
Really?
He died recently.
Oh, so sad.
It's all on. You can get it all.
Yeah,
Art
when
Bell.
Yeah, you can find it online.
You went on his show?
2018 he died? Yeah, I went on a show.
That's cool.
It was dope as fuck. So yeah, accidental drug overdose. Oh, Jesus Christ.
He was partying.
Oh, maybe it was just fentanyl.
He was having a good time.
Yeah, maybe he bought maybe had a bad back and someone gave him a pill like Tom Petty.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, these guys. they
I wish
get-
Tom Petty was still here. I would have loved to see Tom Petty live. Did you ever get to see Tom Petty?
No, never got to see him live.
That would have been an experience.
So many talented people died from that shit. Just stop and
From
think.
fentanyl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prince. Who was it recently that died from it?
Coolio. They found it.
Coolio. Yeah.
Coolio? I forgot about that.
I forgot. I just remembered Coolio died again.
Yeah.
It's traumatic to go through twice.
Coolio was on Fear Factor.
Really?
He won high as Jesus on the space shuttle. He was so high. He was so high. I went to his trailer. It was like an inside, not like a running joke on set. That you would open his trailer. It was like a Cheech and Chong movie. He was just getting blazed all day long, just getting blazed and running circles around everybody. In the end, the final thing, like I remember asking him, like,
They were like, no more weed. They're
like,
too
why
good.
do you think you're gonna win? Because and he was like, because I've done this before. I've lived this life. I've lived in many universes. I was like,
Oh,
it
shit.
and it sounded so good. I was like, I
Wow.
love what you're saying. See what it says.
Wait, I kind of actually specifically
I don't
remember this
what they
episode.
left in there.
Hold on.
I don't remember, but it was before that he said.
Was this the flying the cars through the air?
I don't remember what they did, but I do know that 3 of these people are dead now. China, she's dead now.
Oh, my God.
Kelly
Yeah.
Preston, she's dead now.
Forgot about China.
And Coolio's dead
God.
now. Yeah.
God.
Good news. David Hasselhoff's still with us.
Thank God.
When I was a
Yeah.
kid, David Hasselhoff's kids went to the same camp as me and my sister, and
Yeah.
he used to drop off his kids, and it was like a big deal because Baywatch was on, and he
Yeah.
would show up in like a muscle tank. And my sister went over to their house for a play date. It was a whole thing.
All the
And I was
moms were
jealous.
hot for.
Yeah, I was jealous. I was like, you went to David Hasselhoff's house? That's so cool.
He was like a gigantic music star in Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, like fucking huge. Something about him in Germany. They're like, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. You know, it's like Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis was
I don't
huge
know why,
in
but
France.
that makes sense.
Sometimes it just pops like that.
That makes sense for him.
That would be
Yeah.
fun to be big in
In
another
Germany,
country.
specifically in Germany.
I'm huge in
Look at
prop.
like Arj Barker. Arj Barker's gigantic in Australia.
I don't know who that is.
It's from America. American comic.
Oh.
Funny guy. There's David Hasselhoff in Germany. Slaying.
Wow.
Und spectacular. Love this.
I love this.
This is my jam. Look at them. The Germans are all in. The Germans are on. Make
The
us
pants are
clap in
good.
tune. Make us clap in tune.
Wow.
They like that. They like being told what to do.
Wow. These
Look
are
at them all-
happy Germans.
Look at them all clapping. They're all clapping together.
There they
They're
go.
thinking about engineering the best BMW right now. That's what they're all doing.
They're busy. They're busy.
Isn't it amazing that like think about all the crazy shit that's come out of Germany?
So
Like,
much crazy shit.
Some of the best automobiles that have ever been designed. Like they push the limits of everything. Mm-hmm. Like that.
The
that
80
area.
Tools Cutlass?
No.
BMWs.
BMW,
BMWs.
Mercedes, like the cars that they were building, Porsche. Germany's building the wildest cars. It's just bizarre that this one area had so many fucking top flight engineers.
They have a movie about it already, don't they?
Well, there's
have
Ford
to.
versus Ferrari.
Oh, okay.
That's not about that though. I don't think there's a movie about because it's all connected to the Nazis.
I'm
Part of the
German.
problem.
Oh, that's the
Part of
issue.
the problem. Like
They'd
they're
have to
dumping
tell
a
the
lot of money
truth.
into
No,
R&D
my-
to make the superior products.
My grandpa was a Jew in Germany, and his whole family got killed in the Holocaust. And he got put on a train and saved by Quakers. And then he got adopted by the Weinshenk family.
Whoa.
Yeah, so my grandpa was a Holocaust survivor.
Holy shit! Ari's dad's a Holocaust survivor.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Ari's dad is old gentleman. And
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ari's like 70 then.
Ari's 150,000
How old is Ari is what I'm wondering. Hold on.
Start doing some math.
The math's not
I knew you
mathing.
were going to say that.
Some guys don't want to tell you their age.
No, Ari's timeless.
Yeah.
I would call Ari timeless.
It's a funny thing, age.
My favorite thing to do with Ari is put my phone down and watch him try to get into it. I literally like set a self timer in my head and I'll watch him. His hand will slowly, he can't help it. His hand will just slowly creep out of his pocket. I don't even think he knows. It's like driving for us.
That's so funny.
He's always fucking around.
He's always
It's
fucking
fun.
around.
It's a fun dude.
He is
He
a fun
is.
dude.
I don't think he's doing his podcast anymore.
Really?
He should be.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
call
funny.
him. We do protect our parks together. Where me and Shane and Norman and Ari all get together and get hammered, and just say a bunch of atrocious things. It's a ridiculous
So
show.
fun.
It's a ridiculous show. So he still does that, and he does other people's podcasts. But I think he's kind of done.
He's still updating it.
Is he?
Unless he stopped recording. I mean, he's
Why
got
did I
old
hear he
ones.
was done? Why am
He
I
put one
spreading
out
misinformation?
Today. He put one out today with Dave Smith.
Who told me? Someone told me.
I don't know. When you were saying that, though, I feel like I was remembering that same memory. Like maybe Ari was saying he was done with it, but I just Googled it and he's putting them out once a week still.
All right, we can talk him out of it still then, because that's what he did.
I didn't know that's where that was going. It was a plot twist.
I meant it the other way.
Yeah.
I meant it the good way.
Oh, you talk him back
talk
in.
him back in is what I meant. You girls are so mean. You immediately took it the wrong way. So no, Ari quit doing his podcast a long time ago when he went on that walkabout. Do you guys know Ari went on a walkabout in Asia for like 4 months by himself?
Yeah.
This crazy motherfucker.
When he fell off the grid.
He got a flip phone.
He got the flip phone.
This
Yeah.
bitch got a flip phone, would occasionally check in through some like internet cafe.
He'd send
Yeah.
a
Where they
bird
stole
to
all of
Joe's
his
window.
information. He had a burner
A
account.
crow would come drop off a fucking letter to Joe and have a tab of acid in it.
He's traveled around the countries, just like seeing Asia.
Ari's
He's
one of
a
the most
backpacker.
interesting people in the world.
He's a wild boy.
He really is.
He's a real wild boy, not that other fellow we were talking about.
I already forgot the
Allen?
other fellow. Oh, yeah.
Called Woody Allen, a wild boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ari's a real wild boy.
Yeah.
He's a good kind.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there's him on the Great Wall of China holding up the Chinese flag.
He's so
Yeah, look at
crazy.
it. Says a lot of comics talk about stopping Asian hate. Put that back up. But I'm the only one in the comedy world willing to pledge my allegiance to the Chinese.
Oh,
There's
my
more.
God. Oh,
The Chi- Chinese fascist regime. I, along with LeBron James, Joe Biden, are leading the way in doing business with the people who are leading the world in violence against Asians. But it's not the right kind of Asian, so it's fine. I love you, China. You're the great world leaders of our time. Hashtag stop Asian hate.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Look at him just
Look at
by
his face.
himself.
That's one of the greatest poses ever because he looks like shit. You know, it's like the most unselfiest selfie pose.
He
He looks like
True
he's
genius.
seen some shit.
He definitely, well, he has been. He's been like
Backpacking.
eating street food for like the last 4 months. He came back and told us about gutter oil. Did you know about gutter oil?
No.
Maybe you told me about that before.
Anyway, that's where I remember it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, was it from that time, from the walkabout?
He went over there to do shows, I think. And
Yeah.
he did like 3 or 4 shows and came back and talked about it.
So he told us that there's a market for people that take sewage and process the oil out of
Oh,
sewage
yes, I've
and
heard of
resell it as cooking oil. Because if you take raw sewage, like
Oh,
this lady's
hell
like,
to the
"Ugh,
no."
I'm gonna start fucking yakking just watching
That's
this.
how I feel.
Oh,
If
no.
you start,
People.
Wait, are we buying?
I'm just faking it. But it does make you gag.
yeah, oh my God!
But
I
that's
just
all sewage. So they're boiling it, and the oils come to the surface, and somehow or another they separate the oils.
Are these the cooking oils? Where are
This
these
is-
going?
I don't know, but they're using it for food in places. Like here, they're cooking food in it.
Yeah, I'm good on
Like
the
they
gutter
sell
oil.
it. It's like like
It
cooking
seems like a
oil is
lot of
hard to go
work.
by. See, but cooking oil is hard to get. Right?
Okay.
Here's the thought. Like, where's
Okay.
cooking oil coming from? What are you using? There's like avocado oil. There's
Coconut.
like saffron. Yeah, there's a lot of oils that you use. Like those are expensive to extract from things. Like you got to
Yeah.
go get them. You got to
Yeah.
go get, or you got to buy them. Somebody does it in a factory and then they sell it to you. And you got canola oil. Right?
And now you have monkey slaves.
monkeys.
Yes, they say that they like enslave monkeys to go get coconuts in the trees.
Really?
And it's their full-time jobs.
That sounds sad for the monkeys.
I know.
Okay. What's sadder, that or all tigers being in zoos?
Not tigers versus monkeys.
All tigers being in zoos.
I think monkeys.
My grandmother had a monkey.
What? Did it eat her
Monkey's name was
face?
Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi used to bite people.
No.
I bet
Nobody
Chi-Chi
could
did.
Go, nobody could go near
And what
Chi-Chi.
did the monkey do?
Well, monkey bit. She bit. I think the monkey bit. I'm pretty sure it was my cousin. I'm trying. It's one of those weird ones where I blocked it out. I think because I was very young. I think I was probably like 5. And the monkey was wild. The
Okay.
monkey, and she had a monkey, and the monkey would like open pieces of gum,
No.
like undo the wrapping. I was
Yeah.
like, this is wild.
In your
But
face.
the monkey did not like kids, and she did not like anybody coming over the house that was going to take attention from the monkey. Like the monkey had like a relationship with my grandmother.
I don't need a scorned monkey.
It was weird. So after the monkey bit one of the relatives, they had to get rid of the monkey. I don't know
Okay,
what they did. I
I'm
think
glad
gave
they
it to
got
somebody
rid of
else.
it because you know some crazy people they keep the monkey after it attacks.
Yeah, my grandmother was pretty eccentric, but I don't think she was that eccentric.
She had a monkey.
She did have a monkey.
let's
Yeah,
let's go back
That's
to baseline.
crazy.
yeah. My grandmother was wild.
When you put your monkey in overalls, you know it's time.
Yeah, that's an issue. If you're
Was
one of
he
the
in
cranks-
like a Hawaiian shirt?
My grandmother did time because she wouldn't rat out the mob. She was running numbers. So my grandmother worked
the monkey
for this...
was running the numbers on a calculator.
No, my grandmother was doing it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then she's like, I don't know, nothing. They put her in jail. So we were always like, where's Grandma? And they were like, oh, Grandma's visiting Aunt Jeannie. Like, where the fuck is Aunt Jeannie
for
live?
5 years.
It's like some aunt. She'll be back eventually.
Wow, grandma
How
was
much
a G.
time?
Knitting fucking sweaters for the guards.
Oh,
like
my
legitimately.
God.
Old Italian lady.
How much
Yeah.
time did she do?
So I think she did like 6 months.
That's real.
Yeah, she did some time.
Hey, she's not a rat.
But that's what they used to have back then. They used to have, that was the neighborhood lottery. It was called the numbers. My grandmother was always talking about the numbers.
Wait,
She's always
I
talking
remember
about
this.
missing the number. Yeah.
In
I
Puerto
missed the
Rico,
number.
they're still
Oh,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. They do
I
it
just
everywhere.
went. They still do it.
I bet they do it in Miami. I bet they do it in a lot of immigrant communities. They trust the numbers. They trust the people running the numbers more than they trust the state lottery.
It makes so much more sense.
Yeah, and people win.
Yeah.
It's like it's a real thing. You know, obviously the mob's getting their cut, and the people who run it are getting their cut, but it does work.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't understand how it works because
I
they
don't
come
know
up
how it
to you
works.
with a binder and there's a bunch of things laminated and they're like, pick one and if we win, we'll find you. It's like, where? Where? We're at a bar. It's 2 p.m. Where will I see you again?
Yeah.
I just have this coupon. I gave you $100.
Right.
If I meet someone with a binder and laminated pages, I'm walking away.
No, because they said my uncle used to win all the time.
You know where they get you?
Where?
At the airport. You know why? Because at the airport, you're already following instructions. At the airport, you're used to listening to people. You go into a mindset. You go into a mindset of, you have to be disciplined, stay
I'm a
in the
scoundrel.
line, can't talk loud,
I
put all
almost
your
got
stuff
trafficked
down.
at the
Right?
airport. I saw some guy was like, taxi, taxi. I go, okay.
She got into the rogue guy
Gypsy
yelling
taxi.
taxi. She got into the
Oh.
gypsy taxi.
And then I get in
Gypsy
there and I
taxi.
go, where's the meter? And he's like, there's not a meter. And I was like, yeah, because this is not a real cab. Give me back my stuff. And he's like, it's fine. I'm not going to take you anywhere. There's cameras. Look. And I was like, give me back my stuff.
Cameras?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in control of those cameras, right? You just delete the footage. You murdering me, you fucking psycho?
Yeah.
Your cameras?
Well, we're safe. As long as you're filming this
Yeah.
atrocity.
Thank God.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
You get into this mindset, I think, at the airport. It's a unique place where like everybody obeys, everybody listens, everybody gets in line, everybody has to take their belt off and
I
all the
hate
other
it.
shit. Take your shoes off. Everybody has to do it. So because you get into this mindset of you wait in
Submission.
line for your call, whatever group number they're calling, and you find your seat, you put your bag up,
And you've given
check
them
your
all your
bag.
money. The
You're
flights are
waiting.
expensive.
You're waiting for your bags to come. Everybody has to keep it together. It's very rare that people don't keep it together at the airport.
Well,
right?
that's also why it has to be why they make it so expensive too, because then you have something to lose. They're like, you have to be able to fly. I paid all this money. We have to get there because I can't buy another one.
Yeah. And it's all, when you get all those people together, like everybody kind of follows the rules. It's one of the most follow the rules places in our society is the airport.
That's
so when
true.
you leave there and someone comes up to you with a binder and a like this page, this nonsense story, and a bucket, open bucket with cash in it, like you just want to what's
Sarah,
going on?
Right before you got on the plane, what did you buy in Vegas after Skankfest?
Don't bring it up. Not to Joe.
What did you buy?
Timeshare.
You bought a timeshare?
She calls me up. She's like,
They got you.
she's like, we got.
They called
She's
it
like,
a
we
lot.
got a free trip, but we gotta go.
I said,
I said, we, bitch. You.
I said, Mommy bought a timeshare in Sedona, and she's taking.
She didn't say timeshare first. First, she called.
I didn't know it was a timeshare.
Oh my God, I miss you, girl.
She calls me, Joe. She calls me and she goes, Kim, you got to get downstairs before you get on the flight. There's a guy named Rick. He's got a good deal for you too.
Oh my God.
It was after Skankfest.
You got us at our weak point. It was after Skankfest.
I was exhausted.
I was concussed. They
That's
could have
when
got
they
me
get
too.
you with timeshares.
Yeah.
They
get
don't call
exhausted.
it. They don't use the word timeshare. They call it a luxury vacation. And I go, that sounds nice.
But they also lied to her and they said they knew about the festival she was at and they were doing a thing for the people at the festival.
Oh, they lied to you.
Yeah.
And
Because you
then-
told them you were at Skankfest.
yeah, they were like, all right,
Yeah.
what do
They're
you
like, yeah,
She just tells
everybody in
people
Vegas
everything.
is at Skankfest.
This is the project I'm working on. Do you know about that? This bitch
Fake
podcast?
Bono.
Yeah. Fake Bono. Let me tell you my story.
Sarah gets got.
Listen, it happens.
Yeah, remember when you?
I'm a trusting, lovable girl.
She is.
Here you
She's
go.
very lovable. That's what
probably
it
better
is.
than being like an untrusting
hardened
person.
bitch.
Yeah,
just
I'm
fucking-
like, there's like a guy with his leg cut off. I'm like, get away from me, scammer.
What? Jesus Christ.
I'm like, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, what happened to your leg?
Remember at the beach, the old man?
Oh,
The
yeah.
old man at the beach. We were at the beach, and this old man was like, came up and he's like talking to us, and we're petting his dog.
this
And you can
story.
tell he's like this old Malibu rich dude. And he's like, yeah, I just wish I could. She loves to run.
No,
I just
the dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
talking about the dog. She loves to run. I wish I could run her up on the beach, but my knee hasn't worked for years. And Sarah's like, I'll run her. He's like, oh, you would? And then Sarah's suddenly in this thong running this dog up and down the beach, and the dude's so into it. And I'm watching the
he
whole
was a
thing.
pervert. I thought it was helping out a nice man who needed his
It was
dog.
like a
trick.
Yeah, it was a thing he does to young women. And I watched it go down and I couldn't stop laughing because the dog was out of control too. And the dog's
Beauregard.
misbehaving.
The dog's name. The god.
He was Beauregard.
This is the best story ever.
Sarah's running.
So you just
she's in a
you just
snakeskin
thought,
bathing
this guy's
suit.
like, keep running. Is he filming
Yeah.
this?
No, he's so perverted.
Was he filming it?
with
No.
his eyes.
Yeah,
his
with
eyes.
his
You know what I
memory.
mean.
You probably couldn't believe that you did it.
Well,
Yeah.
he was like, my knees are bad. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'll walk your dog.
Yeah, he wasn't filming it, but it was in a bank of sorts.
Yeah.
A spank bank. Yeah, I
and
bet.
I saw right through it when he was talking to us, because I'm looking around at all these young men that could help him run the dog up and down the
Yeah.
beach, and I'm like, he's not coming up to us because we look athletic, and we're gonna run.
Maybe I do look athletic. I get offended.
Well, not that we look unathletic, but it was just very clearly a trick. But she ran Beauregard, and then the dog started
And
snapping.
you watched that trick go down.
Yeah.
And then
When did you know it was a trick?
As soon as he started talking to us, the second he opened his mouth, I could see it in his horny ass eyes.
Oh, his
and-
horny ass eyes.
And Sarah's like, Sarah has the heart of a nurse. So Sarah's like, his knees.
His
She's like,
horny ass
I look
eyes.
over, Sarah's rubbing his CBD on his kneecaps.
Dude, if you ever do become a rapper, his horny ass eyes has to be your number one hit.
His horny ass
It took me
eyes.
by surprise with them horny ass eyes.
I thought it was a disguise.
But he gave me horny ass eyes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Beauregard got your ass.
Yeah. And then after I go, yeah, that seemed weird.
She came back. They were both.
gotcha.
Her and the dog were. The dog didn't even want to run. He was
That
like
probably
laying.
was a marathon runner.
The dog was like laying in the sand. She was like dragging it.
I was like,
So I was like, what the fuck is this? I hate
He's like, this is my
exercise.
14th run in Malibu today.
This fucking pervert changes underwear 3 times.
another hot bitch running me.
Can you imagine if that's your thing? Like some guys play golf. This guy pretends he's hobbling on the beach for his, just to get girls to run with his dog.
Call me jaded, but I've seen the old hobble before.
That is, but imagine if like that's your thing. That's what you get up to do. You know?
Yeah.
You're not getting up to play chess. You're getting up to just
Can I
walk
tell
down
you?
by the beach with the dog. Oh, I just wish I could run with him. Could you run with him? You think you could just run a little
Can I
bit
tell
from
you,
me?
Joe, as a woman, as a man, you would be surprised to see the tricks that have been trucked.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Man, they're disgusting.
They come up with
Disgusting.
all the
Disgusting.
mustache
Yeah.
disguises, all the tricks in the book for some pussy, dude. It's crazy.
Crazy.
It is insane.
Well, if you really wanted to think about it, for a lot of men, women is they're not just other human beings, but they're other human beings that have this insane gift of immense pleasure. They're so different than men.
I know.
And when you're a guy and women don't like you, it's baffling. You're like, there's this thing
Because-
that everybody wants, and if I could get that thing, I would have this insane pleasure. Because, like, remember the first time you were ever intimate with someone? Like when you were young?
Yeah.
And you're like, this is so wild. Like,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, all of a sudden you become, like, hugely addicted
Yeah.
to this, like, wild, weird feeling.
Yeah.
Now imagine if nobody wants to do that to you. Nobody.
Then you write on YouTube and you say, you dumb bitch, you're not really
Yeah.
smoking
It's a
that
lot of
blunt.
people. Now here's the question:
Yeah, I'd take it out on a school hallway.
if robot fuck
It's like,
dolls
no.
can fix that,
Yes, we want that.
is that what you want?
I would rather them oh, wait.
Wait,
and then they're
what?
not hitting on us because they're
Yeah.
fucking the bots?
Yeah, then they're done with you because
No,
then they
I
can
don't
have
like that
this,
either.
This lady who can speak 5 languages and she wears a miniskirt
Yeah,
around the house with no underwear
Yeah,
on.
go fuck
You can
her.
just bend her over
And she
anytime he
doesn't.
wants.
And she doesn't.
Go
nag
fuck
him.
her.
She wants him to do it.
Yeah.
She wants him to do it.
She's
But-
not like,
so
take out
excited.
the trash.
Yeah, she's not even human.
But then there's something that they'll always know that they couldn't. There's still that thing. There's still that disconnect.
For now, but 10 years from now when she looks exactly the same and everybody else is 10 years older.
Do you think
and
men
then 10
could-
years from there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then 10 years from there and she's exactly the same. And this old dude's getting fucking IV
In Matthew
infusions of baby
McConaughey voice,
blood.
he's like, "That's what I love about my sex robots. I keep getting older."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they
Yeah.
do stay young.
Well, would you have a sex robot? Sorry.
No.
You know what I think the real problem is? It's not a sex robot. The real problem is some sort of brain interface with a computer that allows you to have experiences that aren't real.
Like the movie
sexual
Her?
experiences. I mean, any kind of experience. So, fantasy experiences. Be a fucking Viking. You can like if they're going to be able to give you a fake world in your brain, you're going to be able to see it.
Well, yeah, it does
That's
seem
crazy.
like VR is so crazy that more, and it's like, I remember the first time I did VR, I remember the first thought I had was that it was going to be a problem because I was like, this is cooler than the room I'm in.
Right.
Like, I'd rather spend the day in this room.
It's weird because
And
it's
it could
not
be
there
also,
yet.
and it could also be a room. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You could be in a room, but just in a better room.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
So
can
it
just stand
feels
up
like
that
the
way.
walls feel the same and everything looks this. Oh, yes, this shit is crazy. The grieving mother who got to see her daughter
Creative
again.
space
Oh,
for a
no,
mother.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
and
no,
it talks.
no.
And
No,
she talks.
no,
Whoa,
I'm
she's
not-
got gloves that have some sort of sense touch.
Okay, that's so crazy.
That just sent a chill up my spine.
That's so crazy. That's the beginning of the end, folks. When you can't tell who's real and who's
not.
a computer-generated person that's saying amazing things to you. Okay. This is bumming me out, Jamie.
Yeah, that's sad. Sad. She got sad.
That's sad.
But happy part is dudes can get
Can nut.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome, Mommy.
I think these things that they're seeing is just like a little bit of haptic feedback in the gloves and then the visual of the VR. But I think it's eventually going to be inside your mind. They're going to be able to hijack whatever it is that lets you see things and however your brain interprets things.
Yeah.
And just hijack that and fill it with other information. Fill it with Avatar Land. Fill it with like literal experiences that aren't real but that are more vivid than the experiences that you have. And then you're not going to know what's what anymore. And then
I
we're
believe
doomed.
that.
Who knows what's real right now, anyways?
That might be already happening.
Yeah.
That's
Who knows what's real right now? According to CIA. It's all made up, anyways.
That's what the CIA says?
Yeah, CIA.gov, the gateway process. They said you can just make things up and it happens. Yeah.
They
The
said
hem-
manifestation's
the hemisphere
real,
sync.
and you can astral project.
The hemisphere sync. As long
There's
as you
so
can.
much misinformation on this podcast. This could get us all canceled.
That's kind of our
saying?
thing.
The
Yeah.
CIA, what are you saying the CIA does what?
I found it in a Reddit thread like 6 years ago.
A Reddit thread?
A Reddit
Definitely-
thread.
It's real, Jamie?
Well, it's
from the
I
website.
didn't want to ruin this for her, but just because it is on the website, but that just means that they were investigating it and they have record of investigating it. Doesn't mean that it is real or is able to be recreated.
But we read it.
So that means it's
So that means
fact.
it's real. And what does it say? Can I see it?
yeah, I'll pull it. I mean,
Okay.
we've talked about it before on here with other people. I'm pretty sure of this.
I think so too, but
It's like the people who sit in a room and can see stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
They said that
knows
the
how to
CIA
concentrate
has
shit.
been
Remote
having
viewing.
meetings in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
astral
correct.
realm since 1995.
I interviewed one of these guys.
This shit, the biofeedback,
Yes.
he tells you exactly how you can do it. Like he gives you a step by step. He does the whole, when you're in third
Hemi-sync.
grade and you do a science fair project and you have the hypothesis and he does the whole fucking thing. He says what he thinks is going to happen, then he fucking does it. He tells you exactly what he used, the frequencies and the music he used. He said you have to meditate and listen to a specific frequency, and once your brain connects the right and left, it's called a hemisphere sync, and that he describes exactly how your thoughts become physical. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
It was crazy.
It's so crazy.
So
Anyhow.
what is this based on? Like, where did he get this information?
I read it. I don't know. I believed it because it was on the CIA website, and now Jamie
What does
told
it
me
say?
that
Where
they
did
just
he get this
investigated
information?
it. So I guess anything, my TikTok could be on there
it's
for
just
all
one
I
of those
know.
claims. Like someone made it, so like, all right, well, we'll check out what he's saying, and like, here's the report. Is kind of like what made it onto the
Oh,
website.
Seems like
Someone-
he is tasked to provide an assessment of the gateway experience in terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicality. As I set out to fulfill that tasking, it soon became clear that in order to assess the validity and practicality of the process, I need to do enough supporting research and analysis to fully understand why the process works. So what is it saying, though?
He said that he fucking did the research
the
and he
whole
took
letter,
the
too.
fucking time. I read
Right.
this whole thing front to back. It took me like 4 weeks because
Right, what did you-
I had to Google a
what
lot
did
of
you
words.
get out of it,
I got out of it that
specifically?
he specifically went to a bunch of scientists, talked to a bunch of people. He spent a really, really long time taking this seriously, and that fucking all this shit that they're saying is real.
So
The
that somehow or
manifestation's
another,
real.
you can
He tells you
manifest things
With your
into reality with your mind.
and you can also travel the astral plane when you sync the left and right sides of your brain.
and he tells you how to link the left and right side
Does
of
it
your
have
brain.
anything to do with your taint?
No.
I
What
hope.
kind of techniques?
Your taint has to be a specific size.
Yeah,
You can't have a soft boy taint.
left clip, top.
Yes. But basically, it's really crazy. It said that, yeah, exactly. It makes holographic patterns, and that's how your thoughts
Whoa.
become reality through holograms. Through physical light holograms, and they become real things.
I would love to have
essentially.
someone who actually could understand this
Me
shit,
too.
go through it. And
I
tell
wish
us
we
what-
were smarter.
Eric Weinstein is screaming at the
Valley Girl
his-
Science.
his phone right now.
This is actually the show we pitched to In and Out.
Fake Bono?
Yes,
Stone
us
Science?
getting high and doing fake bad science.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Fake Bono about.
Yes, we're all coming full circle.
How much do you think it affects? What is it? How to escape the confines of time and space, according to the CIA. In the 1980s, a spy agency investigated the gateway experience technique to alter consciousness and ultimately escape space-time.
Yes.
Here's everything you need to know. So they looked into this.
They gave a woman. They also they also have people that could do telekinesis and stuff, and they gave a woman. They put in like a 10-digit code, and they put it in a locker room in another state, and the woman was able to leave her mind and go into the vault with the code they gave her physically, and then go in, and she could only. Like most of the people that could do it, I think they said they had like 36 people that could do it. They could only bring back 8 out of 10 numbers. Like it was always missing just a little bit.
Remote viewer in 1989, remote viewer Angela DeForia Ford helps track down a former customs agent who has gone on the run. She pinpoints his location as Lowell, Wyoming. U.S. Customs apprehend him 100 miles west of a Wyoming town called Lowell.
See, it's always like a little off.
So it's a little off, like Lowell instead of Lowell. Like, see, she saw it in her head.
Yeah. And
That's
can I tell
wild.
you can I tell you something crazy? Is when I first read it,
On Reddit?
when I first read it on Reddit, like 8 years ago, I tried to go back and reference this page I read, and the page wasn't in it anymore.
Whoa.
There was a page missing.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it was the one about magic wands.
Yeah, the magic wand page.
It's gone.
We've been looking for it.
We've been looking for the wand
If that
page.
turns out to be true, in that you can affect reality with your mind,
Yeah.
why are we doing such a shitty job?
Because it takes a lot of, it's like exactly what you said about like, why doesn't everybody just do mushrooms and be chill? It's like, because it's hard to get to that place because it almost feels better. I don't know. It's like the same
Being
way.
being less aware, lower frequency.
What percentage? There's also a lot of luck involved. There's a lot of like different factors in
Yeah.
how you get somewhere in life. It can't all be a manifestation of your thoughts. Like maybe that's just a factor. Maybe instead of it being like a primary factor to your success or failure or whatever in life, maybe it is a factor. But the other factors that maybe because we want to concentrate on this mystical one that we're missing out, or there's a bunch of other shit that has to go into play too. Like you have to be born in a place
Discipline.
where you don't get hit by a drone when you're in a wedding party.
Unless
You have to,
everybody's own
you know?
life is like its own thing, and everything is just a backstory to your own story.
That's what Bert Kreischer believes.
That's okay. Well,
No,
that's.
Bert Kreischer believes you don't die.
Did I just find
don't
out I'm
think
an
you die.
alcoholic?
He goes, I don't think you die. Prove to me you die. I'm like, okay, dude.
You know
I'm
what?
like, I guess you could philosophically say that you don't really know. And you do go to sleep and you do wake up. What's that all about? What's going on when you're gone? You sure
Don't
you're the
even
same guy
get
when
me
you
on
come back?
sleeping
No,
because
I'm
the
not
anxiety
sure.
I get before I fall asleep at night, I'm like, how is no one questioning this? We're all laying down and closing our eyes and letting,
Yeah.
and then going into this place. You know, I dream the same place every single night for the last 10 years. I go to the same place
Wait.
every single night.
And
I go to the same beach every single fucking night.
sometimes
And
we go to the same place in our dreams.
And one time I found a fucking video and people were talking about that they were going to the place that I go, the same exact beach. They said, "Oh, but sometimes I stay in this hotel that's haunted, the one of these rooms that's haunted," and that's exactly where I go.
You are a horror movie. You're a literal horror
What do you
movie.
mean? There was thousands of people that were saying
horror
that.
But horror movies are like that, right? It's like everyone gets this message. Like, we got this message. What do you want to do? I just feel like we should.
I feel like we should run this
follow
guy's
through.
dog down the beach.
There are other people that are going to say they dream of going to the beach every night, I bet. But I
The
bet that's a
beach
big
is-
thing. The beach is a huge thing. I bet there's
Yeah.
people that dream of skiing every night.
Well, people.
Skiing.
The beach is always a nice place to go. So if you're trying to have a nice dream, you probably dream of going to the beach. That's
It's
normal.
always nice, yeah.
But is it the same place? Well, a lot of people, that was their beach. The beach where you. What is it? A place you know of?
No,
It's not. You've never been there.
no.
Where is it?
I don't know.
You don't. What is interesting about it? Are there sharks? They want their oil
The
back.
water,
Fuck your asthma.
they're pissing my dad. The water's always really clear. And there's always a hotel. I live in the hotel. It's always like I get the nicest hotel and then one of the rooms is haunted. So it's like I can't really enjoy myself there.
I have
fully.
a similar dream.
And a lot of people, I feel
And
like
sometimes, like, I'm in a hotel and I'm like, oh, I have to get ready for my flight. There's always a flight.
The flight. And then I get on the flight and it goes sometimes, and I can never leave the water. I get on a flight, the plane will break in half and I'll parachute slowly back onto the fucking water.
I had a dream
and I'll be right
once
back on the beach.
that I was on a plane while I had this dream. I fell asleep and I dreamed that we were flying through a tunnel. And then you couldn't move to the left or to the right. The plane had to stay in the center. And the pilot was good at doing it, so we were okay. But then we were flying through a fucking tunnel.
That's
That made my heart
scary.
beat
So
fast.
my eyes were closed, and I was dreaming while I was on a plane. I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
Do you know what trips me out? Sometimes I have dreams that I like see like a truck coming to hit me or something, and then when I'll wake up from the sound of a honking. In real life, like when I wake up, a truck is honking at the same time that my dream was having that thing happened.
Whoa!
How does that happen? That happens to people, right?
What do you think is happening when you think about someone they call you?
Oh, I think that we live in a vibrational world. And so if you're thinking about someone, that there's a chance you're putting that out and that they're subconsciously picking up on it.
I thought I was just Puerto Rican and crazy. I heard you talking shit. Hello.
I feel it. I feel it in the air.
Yeah, there's times when
I mean,
you think about someone and then they text you.
You can feel someone looking at you.
Yeah,
That's
they say
interesting.
that's statistically, right? Like they've done tests on that, I think. Was that Rupert Sheldrake? Was that one of his?
true?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
It
there
doesn't
was
feel.
I don't think it's everybody, and I don't think it's all the time. It's not like you always know when people are watching you. But it seems like it's more often than chance. I think that's how they looked at it.
Well, you can.
Because also you're in an unnatural environment. So like, if they make you stay in a room, okay, you don't know this room. You don't like you're a part of an experiment. You're sitting down, there's a lot of weird factors in there that will interrupt the normal ability and frequency to just feel the world. But if you're in your living room and then someone walks in your living room and you're like, you just feel that they're in the living room, even though you didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like, there might be something to that.
like
Well,
Not
a
always.
sixth sense.
Not to bring up my school ADD again, but I used to yawn in class and see how many people I could get to yawn
Yeah.
after my yawn.
What is that about?
That's mental illness.
No, not the idea.
I'm the yawn leader. I'm the yawn leader.
It's kind of funny.
The yawn. Yeah,
It's a fucking interesting project.
I used to yawn and see how many people I could get to tag on.
the yawn captain.
I would do
Yawns
anything
are-
to not pay attention in
But
school.
yawns are weird.
Yawns
Like,
are
Why are they
fucking-
contagious?
And why, when you're about to start tripping, do you do that a lot?
Oh yeah, mushrooms. It's always like.
I yawn. You know what I think? You know what I notice too is when I laugh a lot with my friends, even if I'm not on drugs, I'll start like my lungs will get like mucusy, like my body
You
starts
need
to.
some more shark oil.
That's
That's what it
starts,
is. You
No,
need
it's,
shark oil.
I think
We
it's
need
getting
to
rid
kill
of the
some
mucus.
sharks.
Don't bring up the mucus, Mom.
The
Mommy?
mucus. I think
Mommy, stop talking about your mucus to Joe. You're
I forgot
embarrassing
we were
me.
on a podcast.
Leave the phlegm at home, honey.
Anyways,
So in
I
this
phlegm.
in this wild dream, is there a way it always goes?
It's kind of just the same thing. It's very Truman Show-esque where like I've been trying to leave. There's always like even last night I had a dream I was getting on a flight and it was like the whole time. It's like when I'm about to get there, something happens. The ticket doesn't work. It's always like, uh-oh, look what happened. Looks like you're stuck here again. And it's not a bad place to be, but I keep wanting to be like, but I want to see what else there is and like trying to go somewhere.
I have a dream my teeth fall out like dominoes. I touch one and then the other ones just crumble and they all just fall out.
I haven't had that.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
I hate it. It's a reoccurring dream. And then also that
That's a common one.
And then I'm in high school and I don't know my locker code.
Oh.
And I'm like, is it 38, 12, 07? Fuck, I don't know what class I'm going to. Like,
you wake up as an adult. You're like, why was I stressed?
bitch, you're almost 40.
I had
Why
multiple
dreaming about
dreams
high school?
after I got out of high school that I somehow or another failed and I had to go back.
Yeah, that's the worst
That's
dream.
not one of mine.
And then I
That's
had
crazy.
to make a decision like, am I going to be a high school dropout or am I going to do another year of high school?
Oh, doing another year of high school.
God. I'm so free. I'm almost free. And then and that was my dream.
I have that too.
Yeah.
I don't have that
School
one.
nightmares
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. That's a weird one.
I did have a friend die, and I had a night terror the night that my friend died at the same exact time, and I never had a dream. So my dreams are pretty good. They're at the beach all the time. So I had a one really bad dream that woke me up out of my sleep that someone had killed themselves in front of me. And I woke up like instantly crying, and the next morning I got a call the same hour that it happened.
Oh my
That's pretty trippy. But that could also be the same thing as like someone looking at you. It could be like that could be a coincidence. The night that I had that bad dream.
It could be. It could be that you remember it because of the fact that your friend did that. Because if you didn't have that, if you might not even remembered it.
No, this is how I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times do you really accurately remember?
Well,
your
this is how I
dreams?
know. I was dating a guy, and I woke up next to him, and he was like, "What's going on?" Because I never do that, and I told him about my dream the moment it happened.
Oh, there you go.
And that's how I knew.
Documentation.
Yes, and that's how I knew. Because the next day I was like, "Did I tell you about that dream?" And he was like, "Yeah, you told me exactly that happened."
Yeah.
It's not how he died, but he died.
Well, they don't know what dreams are really. I mean, they know when people are in REM sleep. They know that you should get a certain percentage of REM sleep in order to be like fully recovered and rested and relaxed. But there's a lot of weird shit about the consciousness of dreaming.
It's
a lot
trippy.
of weird shit. Like, because we know the body produces endogenous psychedelic chemicals. And is it doing that? Is that what that is? Is that why they're so hard to remember? Because it's like psychedelic trips.
Like
they're real hard
DMT
to remember.
realm.
Yeah. There's probably some kind of state that you go into when you're dreaming.
You know what's
that's
crazy about
like that.
DMT is that it smells like morning breath.
Ah!
It does.
Does
There's
it?
something about it does. Whenever I smell it, I'm like, it smells like morning. It stinks. It has a
You're
very
talking about
specific-
morning breath and mucus?
Yeah, I'm doubling down, sweetie.
I thought you were being a soft girl.
You guys have two totally different strategies. It's amazing. Sarah, you're giving up your cards. You're giving up too many cards.
Yeah.
You gotta let her go.
I'm telling you.
You can't pull her in because then
There's-
people know you're scheming.
I'm not scheming.
No,
There's
you're not. But
something
you're
to
trying
that.
to scheme for her. You're like, pull it in, lady.
I like to
There's something to that, Joe.
Yes.
That it's a dream realm and it smells like morning breath.
Well, it only smells like that if you burn it. You know, there's other ways of getting it into your body. They're doing this
How?
long, slow IV drip in England now.
interesting.
And they're mapping these experiences. This was weird. Like they're doing long, full-in DMT experiences where they're going to the same places over and over again, and they're encountering very specific beings.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
Over and
yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
again.
Like the purple lady. There's like this one purple snake-like lady that a lot of people have encountered, and if you go online, there's lots of people that have documented this purple snake lady.
Maybe, but what these guys are doing, they're doing it for hours and hours at a time in the DMT state because it's doing it through an IV. So this is like a completely unusual experience.
When I did DMT,
That's wild.
It
That's
told me
wild.
that the aliens are where the penguins are.
Okay, the ice wall.
Casual.
It's the world's flat. We're going back to the world's flat.
Do I think the world's flat? Is that what I'm finding out about myself on this podcast?
It would be the greatest thing to find out ever.
But penguins do seem a little alien-like.
They do.
No, they don't at all. They're like a bird that lives in a place where you have to be fat to stay alive because there's cold fucking water and leopard seals everywhere. You ever see a leopard seal? One of my favorite animals. They don't even look they're real. Leopard seals look like an avatar animal. And all they do is just fuck up penguins. They are the
That is violent.
death of penguins. They exist to eat penguins. These motherfuckers.
Oh, they're cute.
They're
Oh
so
my
ferocious.
God.
Look at that thing. That's real.
I feel bad for the penguin.
That's
Look at
so cute, though.
That is a leopard seal. They are ferocious.
Look at that poor little
monster
penguin.
predators.
That penguin is done.
Look at that image of that one on the ice there. No, the one to the right of it. Their face. The one where, yeah, right there. I know, but look at the image from the video. It's crazy. That image is insane.
The blood
Look at
on its mouth.
face of that thing. And they just jack penguins.
They
don't
call
like
penguins
it.
pussies. They're the bullies of penguins. I can't stand
Penguin
it.
Patrol.
They're some of the most interesting animals
Well,
ever.
They're
'Cause
aliens.
I didn't
I'm
even know
telling
they
you.
existed until a few years back.
Quote me. When you find out penguins are aliens, you're gonna remember this moment.
Yeah,
I think squid.
I remember
squid seem
March of the
alien.
Penguins. That's when I found out about them.
March of
What
the
year was that?
Penguins.
Remember that? That was like a big documentary.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a
everybody
big
went to see the
deal.
Penguin movie.
It
don't
was
remember
really
that.
cute.
It was. It
Yeah.
was amazing. That and What the Bleep. Everybody went to see What the Bleep
Bleep.
and came back all spiritual. Remember those days?
I don't
Everybody was
remember
like-
any of this shit.
It's basically what the CIA was saying. That
Yes.
you manifest reality.
What the bleep?
Maybe
No
they're
one
onto
told me.
something too. So maybe it's like a little bit of that, and then also a lot of luck, and also a lot of
Discipline.
It's a
circumstance.
good combo.
It's got to be a bunch of different things.
It's got to be, yeah.
It's a bunch of different things happening simultaneously.
You got to be driven and
Yeah.
showing up to
Thinking
your
that
life.
Thinking that it's only.
Oh, she's back.
you're
I'm a
only
motivational
manifesting
Wait, hold on. Let her.
back.
She's back. We need the music for her.
When you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm going to be the best me I could be.
She's the best her that she could be. I'm the Puerto Rican one in the background.
Yes.
Shankisms.
Yes.
You should sell
can
a
do
daily
it.
calendar
Yeah.
with shankisms every day.
Might not be
Come
a bad
to my
idea.
seminar. Come to my seminar. 17 easy payments of $69.99.
You can-
Noise.
Listen, other comics have done it. You guys should start life coaching.
No.
Funny you mentioned that. That's what I think this Vice article found out about the gateway process.
What?
The guy who was sort of like promoting it gave a convenient 7-day audio tape shortcut to finding out how to do all this. I'm trying to find the picture of the tapes. They had the tapes on here somewhere.
Well,
Say that again. He did a 7-day what?
So it's like an audio thing, and like you have to keep listening to this audio to unlock it, I suppose is what it was saying. And
No.
if you just listen to this
scam.
his tapes over and over again,
it's a
you can
timeshare.
you can skip ahead.
We
There
have
it
to
is.
go
There's
to
the tapes.
Arizona, Joe. This whole thing.
Oh, what?
He was selling these tapes that are, I guess, a couple of different frequencies, and then they started pitching this thing called
The
HemiSync.
HemiSync.
And that is copywritten now, and there's websites selling all sorts of stuff about HemiSync.
We cannot achieve the state on our own. The audio techniques developed by Bob Monroe and his institute, which comprise a series of tapes, claim to induce and sustain HemiSync. Here, the document shifts to the usage of quotes and other reports to describe the powers of HemiSync. Wayne employs the analogy of a lamp versus a laser. Left to its own devices, the human mind expends energy like a lamp in a chaotic and incoherent way, achieving lots of diffusion but relatively little depth. Under HemiSync, though, the mind produces a disciplined stream of light.
This is the thing you wrote in the article, yeah.
So once the frequency and amplitude of the brain are rendered coherent, it can then synchronize with the rarefied energy levels of the universe. With this connection intact, the brain begins to receive symbols and display astonishing flashes of holistic intuition.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to go from lamp to laser.
Imagine that you just get that with a cassette player.
So
Yeah.
one of the
It's
You're
just
like,
a Walkman. You have
yeah.
old school Walkman.
fun
You're
part
like, I
about
thought
it
this was
is,
the Beatles.
the last page of the report was missing, so a lot of people
Oh.
think that there's like the hidden
See?
key is on that, but then they're
Oh.
like,
I
it's
told
probably
you.
not.
But listen, what if it's real? That's the thing. Like, if they really did figure something like that out, and if you really do listen to all 7 of those tapes, and it unlocks some fucking potential
We got to find that tape.
here to now never been seen, some crazy new thing.
I'm down
you
to
can
try
do with your mind.
HemiSync.
It turns out it's just from some crazy dude figured it out, just like
That would
everything
be
else.
wild.
Also, I wouldn't disbelieve that like some dude figured it out and also is selling tapes. Like both of those can exist.
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
I
If
mean,
I
I think
figured
it's a
out-
perfect cover.
Yeah.
I'd be peddling tapes too.
Yeah, me too.
If I had the answers like that,
But they're kind of barely peddling tapes, if you really think about it. It's not a lot of marketing put into this.
a low-key tape pedal.
They go, if you want it, come get it.
Old school cassettes.
That's their
want
logo.
You want it,
Come
find
get
it.
it.
Maybe that
About the
makes me
instinct.
think they're legit now. What if it's real? What if you go up there and they really are doing that? And that's why nobody wants to leave. What if they really do have some sort of process where through sound you can achieve this state of unveiling? The universe exposes itself to you the way it really is.
That is tight, and I would like to go to the astral plane.
And then you
I hate to be a 14-year-old boy about it, but that's tight.
That's tight.
the TikTok kids are claiming that they're fucking in the astral plane. That they sneak off in their heads and that's where they have sex.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm trying to link up with a man on the astral
I'm
plane.
trying-
Maybe
yeah.
Zuck.
Maybe that's where they are. Yeah, you go and
Right.
it's Zuck. He already got that market. We got to find a different plane.
He's a black belt in the astral plane.
Yeah.
Not Zuck being a black belt in another realm.
Well, that's
Would you call it an Uma Pluto?
I know
omoplata.
Plata.
But what did you call it?
I don't know, Kim. That was so long ago.
You can't let it go.
I love
Gave you bad jiu-jitsu
Uma Pluto.
nomenclature.
it. So cute.
Triangle.
The triangles.
Deadly.
You and Zuck?
Remember when you put that girl, you used the armbar in the Beverly Hills?
Against the Beverly. A girl tried to trap Sara in a bathroom.
What?
For no reason. A drunk girl.
She said, "Don't fuck with me. I'm from Bel Air."
Out of
Bel
nowhere. She was dropping
Whoa.
Bel Air gang
Streets of
signs.
Bel Air.
And then Kim had to, she was like this drunk, crazy girl, and Kim had to pull out a low-key jiu-jitsu move to keep her back.
Nothing crazy. Just trying to
Just
get
an
Sara out of
arm.
the stall.
Just an arm bar. Is that what they're called?
yeah. I had to get it on video too because I was like, this Bel Air bitch is gonna have to sue me. I was like,
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
We get into situations.
Gets rowdy out there in the streets.
Yeah, sometimes you walk
the
someone's
streets
dog.
of Bel Air.
The streets of Bel Air are hard. You gotta be a
Gang,
hard
gang.
person to survive. Are there gangs in Bel Air? Probably everywhere now.
yeah, they're
No.
Be a good move. Make
What?
a lot of money. You're a
that's
successful
where
gang.
they're not
That's where you wanna
living
live.
there, but
I don't feel like there's many gangs in Bel Air.
she was,
I gotta be
she was
honest
in a
with
gang
you.
in Bel Air. This girl was in a sundress and she was ready to. She was like, "Don't fuck with me," and she kept dropping the area code.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not kidding around.
Battle for Bel Air turns fatal as residents resist gang takeover. What?
What if you saw that girl in the dress in the front?
That's 2021? There's gang violence in Bel Air?
Probably not Bel Air. Los Angeles is where my next part was. There's got to be more Bel Airs
What?
in there. Yeah, it says Bel Air in
where?
Port-au-Prince. That's Jamaica.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's in Haiti. It's in Haiti.
The
It's in Haiti.
fuck? Yeah, how dare
Maybe
you?
that's where that blonde girl was from.
Jesus
Bel Air,
Christ.
Jamaica.
Yeah, that's why she's so cocky. She's like, I got this. That's hilarious.
Not a blonde in Jamaica.
Hey, what's with, would they run out of names? Why is there two Bel
There's
Airs?
a Bel Air in the Baltimore area also.
Fuck is
has
that
gang
all about?
There's
violence.
Paris, Texas. There's Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I don't love it either.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't
Let's
think you should be
get
able to do
creative.
that. Yeah.
There's enough words.
Yeah.
Yeah, make something up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Winnipeg. I feel like that was made up on a whim.
It's just like,
Mupeg.
seems like there's plenty of names.
Thank you, Sarah, because Joe internally told me to fuck off after that one. I saw it in your eyes.
There's like, did they run out of town names? For real, that's so stupid. Why is there another Paris? Don't you know about the real Paris? Why'd you call yourself Paris? This isn't Paris.
No, this is.
I feel
this
like you were
is
accusing me directly.
No.
I got nervous. I was
No.
like, I didn't never call
This
myself
You
Paris.
fucking did it,
This
Kim.
is like the Black Friday Paris.
Did you guys ever see the Paris that they recreated in China? That's like virtually like vacant.
No.
It's why they've made these. Now I'm assuming this is real because this was quite a few years ago. This was like before CGI was at its level that it's at now. Because now anything can. I mean, it's so hard to know what you're looking at. But they used to have this. There was a web series where they explored these places. I forget who did it, but they have these videos of these towns that are like recreations of other cities in other parts of the world.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
China's strange city of Paris. So they have an Eiffel Tower, the whole deal.
so it's like Vegas, but they just
But nicer.
but
they've,
nicer.
they've recreated a lot of Paris. It's really crazy. It's very interesting. I
go to
don't know like
China.
how accurate it is.
Oh, there you go. It says like it's a 1/3 replica of the Eiffel Tower, for instance. It's like they expected 10,000 residents, so it's not huge.
Wow.
It says there's only 10% of that, so there's like 1,000 people living there.
How weird.
So weird.
What a weird decision to like make. It's kind of cool though. Like let's make another Paris.
It is kind of cool.
There's something kind of cool about it. Like why not? Fuck it.
Just one hotel open for guests, for foreigners.
As long as you don't pretend we're the real Paris.
Everyone's in berets.
It was always us.
Walking with baguettes.
Yeah. Like, imagine if the Parisians are like, hey, you guys are culturally appropriating.
They
Very
call
strange.
themselves the originals. Paris actually stole this from us.
You think maybe they were trying to do like a resort town?
Nomatosaurus.
Maybe.
Like,
Yeah.
There's an Eiffel Tower in Ohio at Kings Island.
Is it
It's
really?
been there forever. It's on the Brady Bunch back in the 70s.
It was on the Brady Bunch. That's hilarious.
Well, like, it's just they just made one. It's huge.
Is it
Like, why make the Eiffel Tower there? Just make something big.
Yeah. How many statues of liberty are there? We got ours. Did anybody ever make their own? Like France gave it to us, right?
Yeah.
The French
yeah.
gave it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did anybody else say, I want one too? Make their own?
What's up, France?
You could just like shit on anything that's ever made and been like, I'm gonna make one too and show you how unspecial that is.
Yeah. Like, so you have a Paris? I have a Paris too.
Yeah.
They just built their own
Yeah.
Paris.
There is a second one in Paris.
See? There we
made
go.
two. They made two, and there's several smaller ones. But I think I've seen the one in Paris is like it's smaller though. Let me see if I can find a picture.
Yeah, show me. Here's one thing they're not going to make. The fucking pyramids.
The pyramids.
Like the classier kind of version. It's like not so in your face.
Yeah, it's not in the middle of the ocean either. It looks much more accessible.
You don't have to get on a ferry.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Get in a boat to go visit a statue.
Walk
This
walk
is
those
us.
stairs.
This is liberty. May she reign forever.
Look, George. It's always a
Yeah.
guy named George with you.
It's a statue from Paris. That's what's hilarious.
That's crazy.
Like as if a statue is what's important.
You know what this means? It's like absolutely nothing.
It means whatever you decide it means.
People get excited about statues.
Kind of dope. Like
Yeah.
whenever the shit goes down in a movie, if the Statue of Liberty's in the ocean, you know we're fucked.
That's
It's like the day
actually
after
so
tomorrow,
true.
like the Statue
It's
of
floating
Liberty's
by.
fucked up.
Just her eye.
If the Statue of Liberty's getting fucked up, we got a real problem.
You're right.
Yeah, we identify with that statue.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, like if an eagle gets killed, we're like, hey, not a fucking eagle. You know,
Not
we
the symbol
identify
for
with
freedom.
Eagles.
Yeah, eagles are amazing.
Yeah. You don't want to see a dead
Statue of
eagle.
Liberty and eagles.
It's a bad sign for the times
Yeah,
if you see an
dead
eagle on
eagles.
the road.
Yeah.
Not a dead
I
eagle.
watched a video of a bear climbing up a tree to kill an eagle.
Whoa.
Like, whoa. It was like a juvenile eagle that was in the nest. The bear just climbed up the tree and just grabbed the eagle.
Bears look so robotic to me.
Not,
They look animatronic. Like they look like
Interesting.
to me,
So
they
look
look
at
like
him.
they would be a
So
good
he's
cuddle.
climbing up the tree to get to the eagle's babies. And the eagle sees him climbing up the tree. There's nothing she can do about it.
oh.
They got a big ass
Whoa.
The dad eagle just flew by and was like, "Well, you're taking care of it
bear.
for
Bear's
me."
taking a risk too.
Whoa.
That's a small branch.
Yeah, it's-
And the eagles are just freaking out.
Whoa.
They can't do
Oh, they're
shit
trying to save
about
the
it.
babies?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't do shit about it because you can't risk getting bitten by a fucking bear.
That's sad.
So he got up there. Did you fast forward through it? Right after that altercation, like right there, he gets up there, right, and he bites the baby eagle and kills it. So he's like killing
No, I
the
see
juveniles and he drags them down.
Yeah, not for me.
It's crazy. He's eating eagles.
Scary.
I mean, imagine a world where you kill an eagle and you eat it. You kill an eagle with your face and you eat it.
With your face.
You
That's
kill
so
an eagle with your
visceral,
face.
Joe.
Yeah, that's what they do. They all kill animals with their face.
With their face, yeah.
We can't kill jack shit with our face.
No.
Our faces are fucking useless for killing things.
They really are.
Yeah.
They can kill everything with their face.
Fuck.
And they eat eagles.
Death by face.
That wasn't the first time we did that.
That bear just ate freedom. Yeah.
Since fucking high school.
No.
Like, yeah, we go eat eagles.
The way he was eating, that wasn't his first eagle.
No. He knew what the fuck was
No.
up there. It wasn't like guessing
The
games.
thing is, what are those guys doing? Just casually filming. That bear seems hungry. I see that video. I go, we got to go. He seems like that's not going to fill him up. The small little eagle.
It'll fill them up for a little while, and they're scared of people. That's a black bear. Black bears are scared of people for the most part. but not always. Like they're very unpredictable. But most of the time, they don't want to have anything to do with people. And the real problem is when you catch a mother near their cubs and you're unexpected. Like they're better off knowing you're there, and for the most part, unless they're predatory. And if they're predatory, they'll try to. If they're hungry, they'll try to eat you, and that has happened to people before.
Getting mauled by a bear has to be one of the worst nature deaths.
It's got to be.
Would you rather get eaten by a shark or mauled by a bear? Eaten by a shark
I'm
easily,
going
right?
mauled.
I'm going shark.
I'm going.
Shark might just chop you in half and swim off and decide you taste like shit. A bear's gonna.
I
get
feel
it-
like the shark might like
get
the
in
way
there.
I taste.
Bear's gonna just tear you apart.
Oh, she's confident in the water.
Bear's gonna tear your chest apart like an excited child opening up a Christmas present.
That was also very visceral, Joe.
You just left this place.
They're gonna open you up and eat your guts.
All right, I'm going shark.
While you're still alive, because they don't kill you. They don't have to kill you. They just start eating. You ever see what they do to salmon? They just start eating. They don't kill you first.
They don't care. If
Yeah,
you...
cats kill you first.
Right.
But bears don't kill you first. They don't have to.
They don't care.
Just
You're
All
not
right.
going
down.
anywhere.
I guess
Start
the right
eating.
answer is shark.
I don't know if there's a good answer there. They both suck. Both those things suck.
What are you going? Shark or bear?
I'm going shark all day, every day. Come in.
What about wolves?
Ooh, I feel like
I'm
wolves
still going
would be.
shark.
I feel like a wolf would be maybe better than a shark.
No way. They're going to drag
It
you
wouldn't
around.
be one wolf.
No, it'd be a bunch
pack?
of them.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. You get
When you
torn
paint
apart.
that picture, I'm back at shark.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I think
shark.
you're
It
back
was
to
bear,
shark.
shark,
You don't want to get
wolf.
killed by wolves.
Back to shark.
what do you think's the most pleasant animal death? If you had to pick one.
Anaconda.
Ah, nice squeeze to death.
No, you think that's the most pleasant?
You
The
just go to
old,
sleep. You just go to sleep.
the old erotic what's it?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
What's it called?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah, that one.
That's when like that's
The old jerk
they
off
died
with the
from-
belt.
In excess, he died from that.
Who?
In excess,
Yeah, the band.
the band.
What's his name from Kung Fu? David.
The whole
Carradine? He no
One guy.
I was like, they were all doing
Jesus
it together.
Christ, they're all like 1, 2, 3 guys. Everyone, put on the mask.
Don't let
Yeah.
go if you love us.
You always got to wonder about those kind of deaths, though, because that's if you were going to kill somebody, that's a good way to pose them.
That's true.
Yeah, because nobody wants to get involved in the jerk off. They're like, oh, God, leave them alone.
No,
It's like being
yeah.
in someone's diary.
Not only that, it shames them in death.
The
Like if you were gonna like make it so that you shame them in death, and you also you present like such a disgusting scenario that everybody wants to just cover it up, because if that's really what he was into, like, oh, if this gets out, that'd be so embarrassing. So it kind of like stifles the possibility of exploring whether or not they were killed. Mm-hmm. It's just me being criminally minded.
I'm like,
If I was thinking that, like, if you're gonna whack somebody, definitely put them in a fucking wetsuit, shove a dildo up their ass, and fucking tie a rope around their neck and have them like hanging there on the edge of a chair, and it fucked up. It didn't work out.
Whoa.
when I get one, I'm like, oh, they were kinky.
Yeah,
They were into some shit.
No.
I get maybe that guy was a piece of shit, and maybe somebody was very mad at him, or maybe a piece of shit was really mad at him, and he was a really good guy.
But he couldn't keep
somebody-
his mouth shut.
Something happened. Look, I think for sure there's been people that have done things like that before.
Of course. Yeah, set it up.
It's
to
a
make it look
sick
different.
world.
Yeah.
It's a sick world.
I'm not saying the NXX guy. I'm saying like in the world of whacking people, there's some insane stories that people go, oh, looks like a suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a suicide.
Epstein.
Well, do you know this? Here's one even crazier. There was a guy who was working for the Clintons. They found him hanging from an extension cord at a ranch with a shotgun wound to his chest, but the weapon wasn't there. And they called it a suicide.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
Seems
yeah.
like he got whacked.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one seems a little sus.
Well, the
Right?
guy that runs Cash App.
Oh, no. He got murdered by someone he knew. They arrested the guy. He knew his sister, and there was some sort of an altercation about him and his sister. And this
Likely
guy's-
story.
That is the likely story. You don't think so? You think
It doesn't
something
have
happened?
to be that either.
Oh my God! You're gonna peddle in baseless conspiracies.
But wouldn't
Right
She
here on
loves
this
it.
show.
On-
Hold on.
They
She
did
loves
find a
TikTok.
shotgun near this.
Shotgun did get discovered. Okay. So what? Initially they
It
didn't.
was 30 feet from him.
Oh
That's
Jesus!
pretty far, but still close.
Could
far.
you? I don't know if you would. Well,
I just
maybe
isn't
maybe
there,
maybe
but
that might work if you like put it right on your chest and
blast it
then
backwards or
blast it
something.
backwards and just let go of it. I wonder how far it would go.
But yeah, it says he was found with a cord around his neck.
Look
and
at
then,
that.
And then shot himself
exactly what you said.
in the chest.
And Cash App, it's like that's some weird thing where like they can't trace it, or it's something about the money.
See, now this is from the NewYorkPost.com, right? So we're not going to know. I
If
think
it's-
unless you talk to his family, unless you talk, like we're just
No one knows anything.
no one knows anything.
The Earth
but-
is flat. In
But just the
conclusion.
fact that the guy was found, and he was involved in the Epstein stuff. He had brought Epstein to the White House, like
Really?
yeah, multiple times. Like, wasn't that the case with him?
I believe he's the same guy that did that. Yeah, in the
Who's
same
this guy?
sort of case. Ghislaine Maxwell's father. It was a very strange death. He was found like naked, upside down in the water near his yacht. It was
But
like-
also, if you're Ghislaine Maxwell's father, that's probably how you get your kicks.
That's how.
Naked, getting your
how
dick
Ghislaine
sucked
was
while you fill your
conceived.
butthole up with seawater
Yeah.
off the side of your yacht.
It honestly, she comes from a horny family.
You get really kinky when you got that kind of money.
Yeah.
You get really kinky. These guys are like hopping naked in the water,
Yeah.
having sex underwater, holding their breath.
Look, they're like, let's mix it up. Give me
Let's
the
mix it
furry
up.
helmet.
Mix it up.
Yeah, the furries. The furries were created.
So maybe that guy
furries are
really did
scary.
hang himself and then shoot himself in the chest with a shotgun.
Who
30 miles
knows?
from his house.
He could have, he
Seems
couldn't
weird,
have.
though.
Seems
Seems like
weird.
you might want to look into that one.
Oh,
You
no.
guys got any satellite footage you want to share with us?
Everything I've ever said in my life is allegedly.
How good do you think the satellite footage is now? Like, if you go outside, do you think they could follow you everywhere you look
Yes.
Yes.
on video? and see you?
Yes. I think they could have done that 10 years ago.
You think so?
Yeah.
To be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't trust that we're not being watched.
You know what I've been yelling for the last 10 years? Anytime something doesn't work, like my phone glitch, I'm like, how did we get to the moon? And how is like,
What are you talking about?
what?
That's like so much less
It is
complicated
like
than this phone.
Getting to the moon?
Yeah, the amount of power that you have in your phone is vastly superior to all of the computers that were linked together in the Apollo project.
That's so crazy. That's true, but that is so crazy
So
to think
crazy.
about. Wow.
Yeah.
Joe, would you
Wow.
go to
It's
the
insane.
moon if someone said, "Hey, I have room on my shuttle"?
Hell
I
no.
would think it's a trap.
You would.
It's a trap.
You
Yeah, I'm
would.
not
Where do you think they
going to the
take
fucking
you?
moon. What, I'm going to go to a place that sucks? Like, it sucks. It sucks. I can look at it. I see it sucks. Like, stepping foot on it. I'm sure, I
got
think
the gist.
looking at Earth from space would probably be the wildest. That would be wild. Like, thinking, that's what I would like to see. Like, you're above the Earth. Like, you fly out into space and you're looking back on the Earth. That's got to be an insane thing to experience.
The
That's got to be
dizziness.
insane. That's
Yeah.
because you get it a little bit when you get in a plane, and then you land. But it's kind of a freaky thing that you're like up here in the clouds and shit. Like, what are we doing up here? Like,
Yeah.
It
how did we
feels
figure out
foreign.
how do we figure out how to do this all the time?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
flying
Every
around
time
the
I'm on a
cloud.
plane.
No,
Yeah, it might be fake. They might time travel you to New York. What the fuck are you talking about?
She does some crazy OCD shit before we get into the plane. She's got to touch it twice.
Oh boy.
I have a touch of the D, of the O, and the C and the D.
A touch of the D.
My therapist says I have a
OCD.
touch.
A touch.
A
Just
trace.
A
A
trace.
trace of the.
A trace
Yeah.
of the
Octad.
compulsive behaviors.
Yeah.
If it works for you, if you got a system,
She
you
goes-
stick to it.
She goes, "Don't worry, I got to touch the plane twice so that we get there safe." And she goes, "I got us. You're gonna be happy I touched this plane."
Yeah, I have to look at the people in the eye, and if the people don't look like they have a will to live, I have to have pay extra attention during the flight so we can get there.
Kim controls the flights with
Maybe
our
you
mind.
do. Maybe you do.
2 taps.
That's the thing. It's
I
like
can
maybe
tell.
there's something to
If
that.
there's someone that's not as worried as me, I have to do it. I can tell when someone can take over, and I go,
Wow.
oh, I can nap for a while. We'll both keep it up. Yeah.
Remember when the one captain
There's hot
complimented
spots.
my sunglasses?
Yeah, that captain, you should have hit him up because we could have gotten a little buddy pass out of it. You should have made that captain your little buddy.
Have you ever been on a plane where there was a squabble?
A fight?
People start fighting.
I've been on a plane where they had tried to, a lady, like, you need to get off, and she wouldn't get off, and she had to be removed, and then we all had to come off. I started the boo for her, which was really fun. The Karen boo. Yeah. She needed it.
She gets involved. She treats everywhere like Skankfest. She's like, we're like, this is a plane,
I'm
bitch.
crowd surfing over her.
Some of these brawls that you see on planes are fucking insane, where people just pile on top of each other in the sky. That is so nuts.
It's
that people would
crazy.
do that. Just get in a fight while you're flying through the
We're
air.
in the sky, people.
Yeah, it is so crazy.
You can't. I don't even want everyone jumping that much on the plane at the same time. I'm like, don't move it. It's crazy that we're going this way and
Yeah.
it's going well. Every time I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
going well.
It's great. We're alive.
Whew.
We're flying up here in the clouds.
Whenever I get off, when I'm exiting, I look the pilot dead in the eye. Like, I literally am so thankful for my life when I get off a plane. I'm like, dude, you're just some dude. He's just some guy standing there.
And how many times do those planes fly?
I mean, they're overused machines.
Are
They're
you sure?
That's
Maybe they're perfectly used.
I have no idea.
You just like saying that.
I'm
Maybe they
questioning
have like
everything
an
I've ever thought.
extensive like search criteria to make
They
sure
do,
that
but
everything is gone over with a fine-tooth comb to make sure nothing's wrong with it.
I know they do, but
there's
how many
freak accidents?
Yeah,
Joe.
how many
It's not that
times?
many.
Okay.
If you think about how many planes fly, it's one of the obviously it's one of the safest ways to travel. If you look at it statistically, the problem is like the when that happens, it's so terrifying.
Right.
But if that's how you go, everybody's horrified because it's out of your hands. You're in the sky. It's all nuts, right? So it's a particularly terrifying way to go.
But also,
Right up there with wolves.
it would also be weird to survive a plane crash.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I heard about a girl that survived a plane crash. She was the only one by herself. She was the
Then you
flight
have
attendant.
guilt.
And
Survivor's guilt.
Only she had was broken ribs, and I kept thinking about her ex-boyfriend, how terrified he was. Like if you're,
That lady's durable.
yeah, she comes back
Sturdy.
up. She comes back up and she fixes her hair. She comes back. You're like, she's dead. Finally.
That's the thing about something like that. Just like there's certain situations where it's just
How?
dumb luck, like the impact, the way it hits, the way you hit, where it goes down. You know, it's just like it's chaos. You're they're probably crash landing, right?
Before Travis Barker, you told me this.
Oh yeah,
You
he
tell the
says
story.
this. Oh, Travis
Yeah.
Barker got the. I don't know if this is true.
Oh. Sorry,
I
it's
don't know
from
if anything's
TikTok.
true after this fucking podcast. Fuck, dude.
Is
I don't know.
this
What's
even
up?
real, man?
What's
I
that?
think
Am I
we're
even?
real,
Am I
man.
even here? You know.
Yeah.
But Travis Barker, I think he said in a thing that his daughter asked him not to get on the flight. She had a bad dream. The plane crashed before he got on the flight.
Ooh.
And shit happens like with surgeons and stuff. Like if you tell a surgeon that you had a bad dream, a lot of the times they'll try and reschedule.
Oh wow.
Well, for me, I'd be
I
like,
hope
my
that
teeth
a lot
were
of the
falling
things
out
I say
last
aren't
night.
true, and people are just going to bombard me with real facts after this.
They probably will. It
It's
seems like
fine.
a lot of you're doing voodoo, basically doing a lot of voodoo.
Me
Yeah.
currently.
No, like what you're saying.
Oh,
You're into voodoo.
Yeah, we're woo-woo bitches.
A little bit of woo woo's fun.
Yeah, I have an amethyst in my bag.
I bet you do. A little bit of woo woo's a good time. A little bit of
Sage.
astrology.
A
little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of Sedona timeshare.
Hey, every time, sometimes you got to go to Sedona and sit through a 10-minute or
How often
10
do you have
hour.
to go a year?
No, okay, so what happened is this. So I told Kim, I said, Kimmy, we're going on vacation. Pack your bags. We're going to Sedona. And then when
She
I
involved me.
yeah, and then when I called, they said, well, on this date you have to go to a 120-minute presentation. And I said, nope. Because that's where it goes down. They lock you in a room, and that's
Oh,
where they
no.
make you really sign
But
up.
I heard it gets bad. I heard sometimes they drug you.
Hey, you
They
can't
get you-
say that.
They get you drunk. Allegedly. Everything I said is a lie. Nothing I've ever said is the truth.
Okay, so then
What can you say?
So then guess what,
Yeah, but
Joe?
you can't say that because they'll sue you.
Who?
Big timeshare.
Right?
Big timeshare. Is timeshare
These
all?
people, you're saying
is-
you hear they drug you?
This time, there's a news article about a couple that got locked in a room. They gave them a weird drink, and then they bought a timeshare, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Wait
So
a minute.
then-
They're drug. You're serious?
Can you
told
look
me
up
this.
couple getting drugged in a timeshare? And I'm not saying that they do. I'm saying that this couple said that they.
Okay, so she
something
told
funky
me
happened with their drink.
She told me this, and then everyone I talked to was like, "You
Look,
can't go to
Drugged at
Sedona."
presentation signing. Couple recounts their nightmare.
Where was this?
Some even claimed they were drugged.
was in
CBS.
Mexico.
I gotta pee.
All-inclusive resorts in Mexico suspected of drugging tourists.
That
Well,
was
so then-
2017.
So
What
then
is that? What are they doing? Are they drugging them to try to get them to?
to sign up.
I saw it. I saw it. Yeah, and they were like, suddenly you bought a time. And then you're splitting a fucking place in Mexico with 10 other people. 'cause you had
Tainted.
a little-
Wait a minute. It just says tainted alcohol. What does that mean?
Why is there's been so much taint talk?
Alcoholic drinks with alcohol of bad quality and great amounts. Oh, no, that's just bad drinks.
There's an article where
Yeah, but isn't that
There's
weird
one
that it said like suspected of drugging tourists? But
Right.
when you click on it, that's deceptive, right?
The one right
Oh,
there.
headline being deceptive? No way.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Because like what it actually said they did versus what they really did. What they did is like they served them bad alcohol. The alcohol was bad, but it wasn't. They weren't drugging the tourists. They were just being assholes, and they hadn't gotten rid of
They
their.
were drugged. Yeah, I mean, okay, so listen. So then I decided I'm not going to go to Sedona, even though I paid for the vacation, and I had to eat the cost. Because I didn't want to get locked into a room.
So here it says extortion and
Yeah,
all
there's
these cases. There's a
3 or
bunch
4
of cases.
of similar weird things happening to people probably at the
Okay,
same place.
so some people probably did get drugged, and
they
they're
just don't know
probably that could be that's their excuse. Who knows?
But now they have a place in Hawaii that they share with 7 other people.
Yeah, they have a timeshare in Oahu.
In Oahu.
Go there, chill out on the beach.
Yep.
That's the dream is like a place on the Big Island or something like that. Where you just
Yeah, I like Hawaii.
overlooking. The thing about the Big Island though, it's alive. Every now and then it spits out lava.
No.
Yeah.
That's a little too alive for me.
It's really alive. It
Spitting out
happened
lava.
The day after I was there last with my family, it happened. Yeah.
An
Yeah, it was an eruption. There's a great video of them. There was ones a few years back that engulfed this Mustang. This Mustang was parked in the street, and the lava comes across the street and just destroys the car, and it's gone forever. It's amazing.
That's so crazy.
Yes, these people live on an active volcano.
Yeah.
It's the reason why Hawaii exists in the first place. It's a volcano that erupted out of the ocean, and it became this
5 separate.
insane paradise. But if you pull this video up of the lava eating the. We should end this soon too. It's a long ass podcast. Watch this.
Because we're having fun.
We were having fun. We still are.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that insane?
That looks like a mud pie.
Watch when it hits the car.
It looks like an Oreo.
Look what it just does. The car just goes right
Whoa.
through it. It just goes right through it.
Oh, shit.
Just turns it into nothing. It's crazy. That's the Earth.
That is so crazy.
That's the center of the Earth.
That's the center of the
Earth.
world.
That's the real center of the world coming out. That's the real center.
That's literally.
We found the real center of the world, Kim, while you're gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's we were talking about Hawaii being like the ultimate dream to live on the Big Island, but it is an active volcano, and this happened recently.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It's like,
it just consumed a car.
not very many things happen the way you imagine as a child, and that's like what I imagine happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all made that baking soda volcano.
Most people are not scared of volcanoes, but it's one of the scariest things in all of nature.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't seem scary in my head.
Well, have you ever heard of supervolcanoes? Supervolcanoes have knocked human beings down to just a few thousand people, like 70,000 years ago. Was it the Toba eruption? Yeah, there's one in the middle of Yellowstone. That's what that is. That's a caldera volcano, giant-ass volcano in the middle of Yellowstone.
How big can it?
It's so big. It's huge.
But how
it's
much
like
can it take
300
out?
kilometers across. Oh, it will take out most of the country. Yeah.
No, hold on.
Okay, we're not to
No.
worry about bears, sharks,
Yep.
anacondas,
Yep. Worry about all those
volcanoes,
things. Yes.
Aliens.
Yes.
aliens.
People drugging you at all-inclusive resorts.
Timeshares.
Timeshares. You got to worry about cults, everything.
All of it.
All of
God,
it.
it's
all
too
of
much.
it.
Gotta keep
all
your
of
head
it.
on a
I
swivel.
go
Keep
back
your
to the
head
gas
on a fucking
station.
swivel.
The gas station sticker. You gotta think of something beautiful.
Yes. Go back to. Let's end with that. Let's go back to that gas station. That bumper sticker that changed Kim's life.
Now it changed ours.
Well, listen, ladies, I'm very happy we did this. It was a lot of fun.
This was really
So
fun.
much
It's a good
fun
time.
video.
We
Yeah.
did it. Like, when was the last time we did it?
2014.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
You girls are veterans in the game.
Wow.
Out
I
there
know.
doing the road.
I want to see the
Yes.
two and see like us 9 years ago being like,
And today you went off. You guys went off. You probably caused lawsuits. So tell everybody your
Gang,
social
gang.
medias. Tell everybody social medias.
At Princess like normal, and then Shank, SHENK. That's where everything is. I have a link tree with all my show dates, and you can find everything there. both pods, This Bitch and Shank, and I have a Patreon. And that's it. Kim?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, Instagram at Kim Congdon.
Look at y'all, you're shy now.
Twitch.tv/Queen Kong1, Patreon.com/Kim Congdon.
Do you play video games
This
on
Bitch
Twitch?
podcast? I do.
Nice.
I stream, yeah.
Nice.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it. If I could just sit at home, if you guys like to watch it, because I want to do that all day and then go do stand-up at night. It's so fun.
She plays Fortnite.
I hear you.
So fun. You know, yeah.
Look at that.
That's
There it
the
is.
pod.
Thank you. Yeah,
There
that's
it
our
is.
boy Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out the pod. Listen. Show dates at KimCongdon.com.
Beautiful. Ladies,
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
so much.
We had
My
the best
pleasure.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.